Drew Dahlman, Chicago Bears starting center, has abruptly retired, leaving a huge need on the offensive line. We're going to talk about that and a lot more Chicago Bears news and updates right after this. Man. Look, if you're tuning in right now to the Black Bear Podcast, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. I'm your host, Mark Rod, with my co-host in the building with me, Marcus motherfucking Mixed It. We got a lot to talk about. Mixed It, we talked about it a little bit before we went live. Obviously, Drew Dahlman is retiring. I believe he's going to go through with the move. It's unfortunate. Look, we haven't had a good center on this football team since Olin Cruz. We was going through Sam Mustipher, Cody Whitehair, Coleman Shelton last year, like all these Ryan Bates for a little bit. We finally got one. Not only that, but I think when we signed him last year to a 3-year
42.
3-year 42 in the offseason, he was the number one center on the market, and we got him. Ben Johnson played no games and making this offensive line what it was this season. And Caleb was able to enjoy the work that Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson put in. 68 sacks last season, down to 24, no doubt. Drew Dahlman was huge in that. I'm not going to just say it. I'll play a clip in a little bit after we give our initial thoughts on it of Caleb Williams literally a couple weeks ago praising this man for about a minute and a half. Out of nowhere, we didn't see this coming. Like I was telling you in the green room, mixed it all day on Twitter. Bears universe, Bears community was waiting and refreshing their pages. Max Crosby trade. You know, the odds went from minus plus 600 to like minus 145, 135. So Bear, all day, I'm telling you, makes like all day. I'm just scrolling, refreshing, and Bears fans is on Twitter, like, and instead of we getting the Max Crosby notification, we get the Drew Dahlman notification. There was no whispers, there was no hints at it. Adam Schefter reported it first. There's a couple names that was thrown out there on who the Bears can potentially go after. There's also some salary cap repercussions that that's gonna have on the salary cap. But this is a huge blow. This really is. It's unfortunate because, like I said, the man was so important. Now, he wasn't perfect, but he was a Pro Bowler. He made the Pro Bowl. One of 3 linemen for this team that made the Pro Bowl. I think we was number 1. We had like the number 1 pass protection win rate in the league or something like that. But this, and I don't know what you think, but this is now the number 1 need for the Chicago Bears, in my opinion. What you thinking? Stream around real quick.
Yeah, I think keeping the offensive line intact as much as you can is a big key in that running game. And that running game opened up a lot of stuff for this offense last year. So I think especially with us having questions on whether or not if they're gonna try to move off Swift and all this other stuff, and us having a new running backs coach in Stewsville, like him and Dan Rochar got to be locked in.
Yeah,
and this is like it's starting early because they gotta fill this need now. But yeah, it's definitely something that just came out of nowhere. I was super confused when I seen it at first because like we ain't heard no inklings about it, none of that. But kind of it is what it is. We gotta see what we can do about it now. So
this offseason was gonna be huge for Ryan Poles for a lot of different reasons. But the one thing we thought we had shored up was the offensive line. Now, it's some positives that you can take away from this. One, he did it before free agency. So he didn't wait till some of the names we're gonna talk about in free agency. Some of those guys, he didn't wait until they were off the board. You know what I mean? He actually did it a little early, give Ryan Poles time to and Ben Johnson to replace him. So I respect that. Also the move is gonna free up. So his cap hit was 14 million, right? It'll free up 10 million because 4 of the 14 was being paid him in a signing bonus, which I they can even get 2 million of that 4 million signing bonus back, but I doubt they'll do that. I think they'll give him the entire 4 million, take 10 million and they can do what it do with it. But this for Caleb Williams, and I'll let Caleb Williams speak for himself. Let me just keep sharing this around real quick. I'll let him speak for himself because he called him the Hawk. He was part of that Avengers unit that he spoke highly of all season. And so let me get Caleb Williams in here real quick before we continue and let him speak on what Drew Dahman meant to him. So we don't gotta sit and speculate, which we all seen it though. We all seen it all season. Let me get Caleb Williams up on the screen on the Rush podcast. So this is how this is recent. This was the Max Crosby podcast. This is what Caleb Williams had to say.
Another one is handling, more.
Pause. Let me set this up quick. The question was, what are some things that you need to get better at so you can become that top dog and your name can be mentioned in a lot of these conversations as the top dog? One, he mentioned the completion percentages, completing some of those passes, giving his wide receivers some better balls. This was the second one.
Just overall, second year in the league, this past year, did more than I did my first year, between checks and hand signals and things like that.
Yeah.
Just getting more into that world, diving more into that, and handling more protection, handling more. And I have a beast of a center.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Dahman.
Dahman's insane.
Yeah, he's a beast. Bro.
Yeah, he's a beast. Like he's supremely smart, really stout, center and things like that. I mean, he's unbelievable. But just helping him more, building that bond, that belief and trust between us. And what we're seeing is same thing from Ben to me to me to Drew is seeing eye to eye, and probably having more meetings with him throughout the weeks and things like that. And then the last one is I really
well, that is the
I really want to.
You heard what he said. Like, he said a lot, not only just what he meant to the team, but what can he do to take some of the load, because he knew Drew Dahman did a lot of checks and stuff like that at the line of scrimmage. Just the post pre-snap work. Everybody on this team that talks about this man talks about how extremely smart he is. Y'all heard it from Caleb out of his own mouth. The dude is a beast. The dude is a dog when it comes to. He want to be able to take some of that. Now, well, Caleb, you're gonna have to grow up a little faster now. Even though that was a goal of his, get better at the checks and pre-snap stuff. But he also talked about just now. All right, so instead of just me and Ben, me and Drew gonna have to set up some of these meetings together. We gonna have to do some one-on-ones and get that chemistry down a little better. I don't know if you remember, Mixed It. There's a few times in the season where we was like, what the fuck is going on with Drew Dahman and Caleb Williams connection? Remember the one snap where he snapped it and he held it and he never let it go. There's a bunch of weird shit like that going on in the season. It took them some time to develop that chemistry. So which we're gonna have to when we do bring in a new guy, they gonna have to develop that chemistry too. Now it's good that Caleb is gonna be in year 3 and he's not as young as he was with Drew Dahman, but
right,
it's gonna take some time for that QB center relationship to grow. And it's like that with every quarterback though. It's like that with every single quarterback. Any thoughts on what you just heard from Caleb Williams and how much he was praising It's and not. I don't know. Before you go, before he could even say it, Max Crosby was like, he cut him off like, yeah, Drew Dahlman, he's a beast. Yeah, the dude was respected. 27 years old, retiring young. He ain't the only one though.
Yeah, I think they just kind of shed a lot of light on how big of a role he played in that offensive line, not just in pass protection, the run game, but just facilitating the offense and getting rid of what we've seen a lot early in the year and the pre-snap penalties and the miscommunications at the line of scrimmage and before the snap, the pre-play efficiency and stuff like that. So I don't think it's gonna be a easy role for them to backfill in terms of somebody having that type of effect on the team and on the offense. Um, but I also think it's gonna be interesting to see like what they do at that position and who they try to bring in because it feels like you kind of spoke on it a little bit, but it feels like Caleb is gonna be flipped a little bit. Like instead of Caleb being the rookie, so to speak, like he's gonna be a veteran on his team now. You know what I'm saying? So how does that affect the quarterback and center relationship and stuff like that? Like how does his expectations now after having this year under this offense with what he felt like was really good center play, like how does his expectations um dictate, if any way, like the new person that comes in and what he expects from them.
So and one of those new people that you can kind of see it going on in the chat already. At least the first one I seen right away was this report from Ian Rappaport on the Bears are hosting. They are hosting free agent center Tyler Biadasz on a visit. Sources said the former Commander starter was recently released and now is available before the frenzy begins. This is just one guy. We know him well. We've seen him in with the Commanders the last couple years we've played them. Seems like we've been playing them every year, but he's the center he's a young quarterback in Jaden Daniels. So he's used to having to take the load off of a young quarterback's plate and maybe call more protections and slide the O-line a little bit more than a veteran quarterback. Well, he's used to it. So I think this would be decent. And he's obviously been around the league for a long time. I don't know exactly how long, but he's not new to this. So this wouldn't be a bad option either. And then the other name that's being thrown around is Tyler Lindenbaum from Baltimore, I believe. And then Albert Breer tweeted and said the Bears have sniffed around Tyler Linderbaum, and that makes sense now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as him retiring, I don't think it was just like we found out today, the Bears found out today. Like I think this is something like to me, if he's retiring at 27, that tells you it's something medical. You know what I'm saying? Or at least that's the first thing that you think, that it may be something medical. And if it is, and it's like something medical wise to where it could be potential for him to not play no more, that the Bears would be up on that. You know what I'm saying? They probably just ain't said nothing, but I think that probably has some correlation as to why we seen them only really make a move with AO when they cut him, which only, you know what I'm saying, that only affected the cap like $1.2 million or something like that when they released Eamon Ogbongbemiga. But I think that this is something that they was prepared for. You know what I'm saying?
This tells me that first of all, Drew Dahlman's dad played in the league, so he's seen the toll that in a long career in the NFL can take on you. He's a center. He's banging his head in the trenches every play. And this tells me that this past season specifically, he took a beating. Drew Dahlman took a beating this last season, and I'm sure it affected him in some way. So I believe I saw a quote. I forgot who said it. I wish I could find it. but they quoted, they tweeted it, and it was Drew Dahlman in his introductory presser, and he mentioned like, I wanna be able to retire on my own accord, on my own, without being forced out or being gone due to some medical injury or something like that. So 27 in another. This ain't the first time we've seen this mixed. There's a lot of younger players getting to a nice little bag. They're not getting greedy, and they getting out while they can still think straight. You know what I mean? He's a center. He is a center. He's impact after impact after impact every play. I'm not mad at him. Obviously I can't be mad at him, but
yeah,
as a Bears fan, this does suck. Now we got the head coach and we got the quarterback. I do think we will be okay. I do think we'll be fine going forward, but you know how I feel about Ryan Poles. This just puts a lot more strain on you and figuring, because we got to remember, we get that the defense got to get fixed. We got to find a left tackle, and now you got to find a center. That it just adds a lot more stress and a lot more on Ryan Poles' plate. So hopefully he can get it done and find the right guy. Dan Roshar being in this building gives me a shit ton of optimism that they'll be able to fix this, because Dan Roshar don't play. He gonna tell it like it is. He not just gonna be letting Braxton Jones be out there for fucking 3 years and not call him out and say it like it is when the media asks him what's going on over there. Dan Roshar gonna make sure whoever they bring in that he can trust them to play his center on his team. What you saying, J2K? He's J2K saying, I heard the Bears were looking at centers in the draft. They knew a while ago, released the info as soon as Biotis got cut. That is true. It makes sense, though. Like we've been saying, the Bears knew this. They waited, probably wanted to respect him. Drew Dahlman a little bit. He probably gave him okay, like, go ahead and do it. Or like he said, Biotis got cut. So they was like, all right, we've been sniffing around some centers. People going to start getting wind of that. So let's go ahead and drop the news to the public. But we finally had an O-line. It sucks. It's whoever you bring in, it's going to take time. It's going to take some time for him and Caleb, unless Caleb and him get going right away. I mean, right away. Benjamin Williams, we all there with you, and it came out of nowhere. Like I said, everybody looking for now. In terms of Max Crosby, do I think this? Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this right now. This don't affect Max Crosby. If Brian Poles was going to pull the trigger, or if he wasn't, trust me. If they want Max Crosby, they gonna go get Max Crosby. If they don't want Max Crosby, this ain't gonna affect it in any way, shape, or form. They'll be fine if they really do want him. If they don't want him, then they got other options and other ways to fix the D-line, so to speak. So it's unfortunate. Now, so do you agree that this moves center to the top need for the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, but I don't think it's something where it's like they don't need to be as aggressive with D tackle or whatever we deem this. Like, I think they still need to have that same aggressive mindset. Like when they try to fix this center problem, which I think they're going to try to be very aggressive about, they still need to attack the other stuff equally as aggressive. Because as much as the center thing is a big thing, I don't think nobody want to go back into next season with the same level of play from a defensive standpoint when it comes to like pressuring the quarterback, stuff like that. Like I think all of that stuff still needs to be a high priority. So I definitely do think that they need to take this center thing serious though.
I believe I really do think they'll get one of these free agent guys. Now the money is going to depend a lot on the money, but I think I saw something about Linderbaum being the highest paid center in the league. once he signs this deal or something. I forgot who tweeted it, but that's gonna matter. And look, honestly, now you have to spend money on the center. Like you can't bring a rookie in here.
Yeah.
I mean, you could if, like I said, I trust Dan Roshar and Ben Johnson. If they want to bring a rookie in there, I'm not gonna be mad at them because I trust Dan Roshar with the O line for sure. If you it ain't too hot here. It ain't too hot here. This actually this warming me up a little bit, but I trust Dan Roshar. What's good, Wes? My boy Chef Wes in the chat.
Yeah.
I trust Dan Roshar if he were to bring a young guy in here to fill that spot. I believe, the kid will be good enough. But they're gonna spend money. I think they're gonna spend money, and that money they're about to spend on center now, it's gonna hinder maybe a safety or a Trey Hendrickson signing. I don't know. I know it's gonna affect them in some way, shape, or form. And look at my boy J2K with a name right there. What he's saying. Jake Slaughter, Florida would be a good rookie center. You could start day one. So what number what range you thinking he'll go? Second, day two. He's a day two pick guy. That's what I'm thinking, because I haven't heard any centers being top 30, top 32 guys. So that sucks. It's always something with the Bears. Now we might still get our second round picks. I don't know. People know that. I'm sure everybody heard. We might still get our third round picks. I said second. We might still get our third round picks. So, but we might not. So it's always something that hold us back when we need to get going. We finna start taking off. Drew Dahlman retire, and we losing some of these assistant coaches. And might not get third round picks, but it is what it is. It sucks. We had to get on here and talk about it. We got more to get into and discuss.
Did we talk about the salary cap impact that it's gonna have? It's freeing up 10. You said it's freeing up 10 from this year, right?
10. It should free up 10, yes, but his cap hit was 14.
So
4 being the signing bonus.
So how does it work as far as the rest? Because he would have had another year on his contract. Do they have to absorb what's the dead money situation? Because
So it won't be any dead because he retired. But
okay,
I believe next year nothing. I don't think anything on his contract next year was guaranteed.
okay.
I believe this year 10 million was fully guaranteed. If I'm not mistaken, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the 10 was fully guaranteed. I think it was like 9.4 to be exact. And then the 4 million was a signing bonus, which like I said, they could probably take 2 million from that due to the him retiring. But I don't think they'll take the 2 million from him. I don't.
So after cutting AO, we were at what, like -5, something like that.
I can actually pull that up right now. Let me pull it up. I'll do go to over the cap real quick.
I was gonna say, because I believe with him retiring, that's with the 10 million that they supposed to have not go against the cap now. I think that puts them above the salary cap, but only by like 5 or 6 million or something like that.
Did the updated that didn't help us much, huh? The updated salary cap that didn't help us too much, did it?
You
know what I'm saying with the new
yeah.
year? Does that affect us? I don't, because over the cap saying we are still in the red 7.4 million. I think this is before the 10 million we're about to get for Drew Dahlman.
Okay, because I was gonna say, we were over. We were definitely over, but we weren't over by much. AO didn't really get us, and AO didn't get us over when he got cut. So, but he was the only person they made a move on, to my knowledge, outside of announcing of people that can look for trades. So,
it's showing they still got Drew Dahlman on the hook for 9.5 million cap hit guaranteed salary. So he won't get that. So that'll put us, let's just say $3 million. It would be $3 million in the black. So that's good. It's a start. They're gonna still make moves. Like I said, this does not affect any big. If they want to go sign Trey Hendrickson, they will.
They still got to make moves to do it.
Yeah, they'll make some moves and make it happen, even if they want to sign Trey Hendrickson. The increased cap was factored in on. I'm looking at over the cap. I'm seeing Drew Dahlman still. Oh, you said the increase.
No, he's saying that the salary cap increase.
Okay, that makes sense then. That makes sense. Damn, we still under that by 7.5. Okay. This helps. So now we in the black. That's a start. Like I said, we never were in cap hell. Nobody was worried about the cap for real. We were still gonna get our free agents. We were still gonna restructure, move some stuff around. Let's talk about that real quick. Tremaine Edmonds. We ain't really get to talk about this because this is our first show back in about a week or two. Tremaine Edmonds they look. We'll do right by you. You can go seek a trade. But I'm guessing if they don't find a trade partner, they'll let him, figure out where he want to go. If not, they're gonna find their own trade partner. And if they don't like what they talking, which I'm sure they'll just take whatever, they don't cut him. He's a cut candidate for sure. And I believe that frees up. I got it up right here, unless you know it. Tremaine Edmonds will free up.
Is it 14? Is it 14?
Cap savings, 15 million. Yes. 15. So 15 million. Yes. That's huge. He's number one to go. And everybody knew that. That's been the talk. So you're getting 10 million from Dom and you get the 15 from him. Like, that's already 25 million in savings right there. They can go do a lot with 25 million. And he's not gonna be the only one. We heard about Javon Dexter being on the trade block, but you say what?
People getting interest for Javon. I thought that was kind of. I thought it was kind of. Well, I don't think it was that surprising, to be honest.
But so Brad Biggs actually came out and said that was a false report and that they were not fielding any calls for Javon Dexter trade. That's Brad Biggs, per Brad Biggs. So, and which makes sense. He's a young player. He's on a young contract. My only thing was with him was people have been saying what he's due, what he'll when he signs a new contract, and I'm like, he ain't getting that much money in Chicago. Like, well, I'll keep him. We need, first of all, we can't be getting rid of young talent for real, especially on rookie deals. But we don't need to trade him. What can you get for him? What can you really get for Javon Dexter? Like, be for real. I'm not trading him for a 4th round pick. I'll keep him. I'll keep him through his rookie deal. Or whatever. Yeah, Chris Maddock, boy, like, ain't it nice seeing some of the guys in the chat that we ain't really get to talk to in a minute. He said left tackle and now center is gone. Man, what a day. What a day, especially if you've been on Twitter. I don't know if you're on Twitter, Chris Maddock. Everybody was anticipating some sort of big splash move in the Max Crosby area, but now we got this. But I don't know if you got any thoughts on Javon real quick. And
no, I think Javon is a good depth piece, but yeah, I'm kind of with the same thing. I don't think, especially at a position where we're trying to get stronger at, I think having the depth there is going to be important. And he did put up he put up a few stats. I ain't gonna make it seem like he had the greatest season, but he put up a few stats. To be honest with you, it's like, because he's on the rookie deal still, and like he's still a young player and stuff like that. I think that it's worth keeping him on the team.
You're not getting, like, he's not a cut candidate. Like, you get 15 million for Tremaine. This is a young kid that you're not.
It's like you're not really hurting too much if you keep him around.
You don't gain much by cutting them. You really don't.
Exactly.
You don't gain much by or cutting them or even trading them depending on the pick. If somebody giving me a 2nd round for him, I'll let him go in a heartbeat, but that ain't gonna happen. So and then Tremaine, that's Selfish 15 million. Come on. Like he got to be better. He ain't playing. He ain't. If Tremaine's cap hit was like 5 or 6, I think he'd be on this team. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, 15 million, we need all that. We need all that, player. Look, if you tune in right now to the Black Bear Podcast, it's been a crazy day. Bears fans receive a gut punch. Drew Dahlman has announced he is retiring from the team. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. I'm your host, Mark Robb. With my co-host in the building, Marcus Mixed It. We got some more Bears news to get into that we haven't really been able to sink our teeth in yet, so we're gonna do it all today. So we talked about Tremaine. Well, obviously we talked about Drew. Tremaine being allowed to seek a trade. The Jervon Dexter rumor, I'm gonna call that a rumor because I said Brad Biggs said that wasn't true, so I respect what Brad Biggs reports. DJ Moore, though, that was another one, which that's been speculated since the beginning of last season or whatever, but it's been reported that they have been shopping him around, or at least receiving calls for him. Yeah, Chris Maddox, Dexter not going nowhere. This seemed like the dead horse that we've been beating. It ain't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this has been, especially Bears fans, this has been the biggest name that people been talking about trading or releasing, especially when it comes to Max Crosby. They can't wait to throw him in that type of trade. So do I think he gonna be cut? No, damn sure ain't. That ain't worth it. Traded, I don't know. Maybe a team can pay him because he's due 28.5. Maybe somebody can pay him 29 million. And not many teams got the money to do that. It's only a few. Titans, maybe. You know, the Jets, maybe. I don't know. Fucking the Raiders. Some teams like that, they got a lot of cap space. I can't see him being traded for real. I think he'll be here. I think he'll be there. I know they want to trade him, though. I do believe that. But, I mean, just it's too much. His contract is massive. It really is. And I mean, maybe I do think he'll produce somewhere else, like with more. What do you have? 700 and some yards last year. They was all in like 700. So I think he'll do better than that with another team if he's the number one. But I'm not racing to get rid of Tremaine first. That's my number one. Like I'm not really one of those, because I think a lot of people would say trade DJ first, get rid of him first before Tremaine. But no, it's Tremaine first to me. If you can find somebody for DJ, then go ahead. But other than that, I'm fine with DJ being on this roster. I've told you, we've talked about it. The depth is important. We needed the depth. The Packer game, he was the only guy we had out there. Luther was out, Rome was out, or was that was the Cleveland game? One of those games. But I'm not too quick to get rid of him like I was before.
You know? Yeah, it's like, for lack of a better term, I felt like in the beginning it was kind of like it made sense, but it's like from a salary cap standpoint, it's the only reason why it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I don't really think that they would be able to replace the production that he was able to put up, especially with him being the most healthy in the room. But I don't think that I also don't think that they maximized his role either. But really, how could you, with all of the people in the room that you, especially the younger guys that you're trying to build the team around and stuff like that? I think he's a good piece to have around, but I think I think the Drew Dalman news, it made a little bit less of like a big deal for the Bears is getting 10 million off of that.
Yes.
Freeing up from the salary cap. So it's like, I think that's another reason why it's like, if you're gonna have him around, you know what I'm saying? It's not as big of a worry when you kind of have something that kind of forced your hand, you know what I'm saying, with the retirement. But it
And
does kind of give you a way to create some more money that you really wasn't having in your pocket
you
prior.
wasn't gonna have it, yeah. But and that's the thing, like with like the DJ talk, like we would gladly pay Drew Dalman his 14. You know what I mean? Like I don't think any Bears fan, obviously everybody's talking about it, everybody doing breaking news shows. We're not the only podcast, a lot of podcasts been doing it, but we all would have gladly take the 14, if he would have stayed, if he didn't retire. Never was thinking about his contract. But with DJ, that's the thing. You're making 29 million. We want
Right.
some of that back, but sadly you can't do that because Ryan Poles gave him the money. So okay. Last player that we've been hearing a lot about, and I really wanted to bring this up I had this on the list when we did our last show, but I forgot, didn't get into it. Tyson Bagent. I want your thoughts on Tyson Bagent. So I'll let you take this one first. Would you trade for him? Would you trade him? And if so, what is your price range if you're gonna part with Tyson Bagent? Do you think we need him? What you thinking?
I think Tyson Bagent is one of the better backups to have in the league. Whether or not if he's able to play consistently with starters or whatever, I don't know. He ain't had enough tape to be able to tell me that, at least in my mind. But I do think that is something that is really dependent on two things. One, what would the trade compensation look like? And two, what do you envision the backup for Caleb to look like? And the reason why I'm saying that is because for example, when we played against the Ravens and Tyler Huntley played instead of Lamar, the game plan that the Ravens put on the field with Huntley worked well for, you know what I'm saying? Like he fit in that scheme well, even as a backup. I feel like even with Malik Willis with the Packers, he fits well within that scheme, even if he's the backup. So it's like, to me, when you look at Caleb, when you look at Tyson Bagent, they play two different types of games. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think part of the question would be like, who do you try to have backfill him? Because I don't want to say that you need somebody to be able to mirror Caleb, but you need somebody that's going to not have you out there with a completely different game plan or a completely reduced game plan because you don't got Caleb on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that that's a factor in it, and I don't really see somebody that they could bring in that's going to take that spot, at least as of right now. But if he was being if there was a trade offered for him, I wouldn't just close the door on it. I'd be interested in it, but the trade compensation for him wouldn't be cheap. He's a quarterback and he's young, and he showed some promise definitely in the preseason.
What's the lowest compensation you're willing to take if you're Ryan Poles? For Tyson Bagent.
Probably
what is it gonna take to actually pry him off your head?
Because
I'm with you.
Third,
a middle third.
It can't be like a late third. It's got to be like a middle third or higher for me. Because the quarterback is a big position to back. They talking about Malik Willis getting $30 million if he gets signed to a different team. And Tyson Bagent, he ain't started in the 2 years that Caleb's been here. But if he do go to another team and he's able to flip something for them, you want to be able to get something back for that. So
I agree. First of all, Tyson, we get into the debate. We were doing it with the Bagent lovers. We ain't really seen them dudes in a long time. Bagent over Caleb. We seen it a lot with Bagent over Justin as well. I respect Bagent. I get on him a little bit, but I respect Bagent. I ain't gonna lie. I have no benefit of trading Bajent out of my room. Caleb, knock on wood, has been Iron Man, so we ain't really need to see Bajent. But we already signed him. We got him for next year and then the year after, if we so choose. But with that being said, Ben Johnson loves Tyson Bajent. He loves him. I think Ryan Poles love him too because he found an undrafted free agent who Ben Johnson now thinks is one of the top 32 quarterbacks in the league. I'm not getting rid of Tyson Bajent for less than a second. If you can't come with me with a second round pick to actually truly like legit make my team better, I'm good. I'll keep him. A third, that's fine, but it ain't gonna do it for me just because I guess I can't think like this, but we may or may not get 2/3 from the goddamn what's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
The comp picks
the comp picks. But even with the comp, I need a second. I'll keep Bajent for one more year and then let him now. I mean, I don't know if his value will be as high as it is now, because after this year, what I'm hearing, the quarterback is going to be better in the draft next year. So teams might not be willing to part ways with draft capital because they're like, fuck it, I'll just draft me a young kid in the draft. But this year, there ain't none. It ain't you hear Mendoza, and that's it. You know what I mean? So his draft value is high. So you got Malik Willis, who I'm hearing he gonna demand what, 30 million? I've
30
heard
something like that.
Exactly. Who's paying? I wouldn't dare pay Malik Willis that much. Kyler Murray, who Chris Maddox he was released, or he's going to be released barring trade. J2K saying, I have a feeling we'll see players get traded for draft picks, not other players. Too many needs and too little cap space. Yeah. So no, I ain't gonna lie. In y'all know, if y'all watch the show, if y'all fans of the show, I've been in the battle with fucking the whole Tyson Bajent clan. I don't think he sucks. He's just not better than Caleb. He's not better than Caleb. And now a lot of them are taking their victory laps and saying he's better than Justin, which I would even. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I guess, but no, I can't part with Tyson Bajent for less than a second round pick, and it is what it is. That some people might say that, oh, for a fucking backup, are you crazy? Yeah, because guess what? He's on the most. If you trade for him and you get Tyson Bajent, you have a starting quarterback on the most team-friendly deal in the fucking NFL right now. It's kind of like when the Vikings got signed Sam Darnold for 10 million that 1 year for 10 million, I believe it was, and they won 14, 15 games. Yeah, come on now. It's different if I was trading him and you had to trade for him and pay him 45, 50 million. He's already under contract. So all you got to do is shovel out, give me a second round pick, and you can have this quarterback 2 year, 10 million. So yeah, I need a second round pick. Otherwise, Tyson will be sitting behind Caleb. Because who knows, man? He's been Iron Man so far. Knock on wood. But who knows? Anything can happen. Most teams need their backup at some fucking point. And why not have Tyson Bajent if you can have him? Do I think he can go start somewhere? Sure. You know, I don't know how good he'll do, but he's damn good under the circumstances we put him under. Even with Matt Eberflus, he was pretty okay. He's pretty good when he stepped in. So I need a second round pick for Tyson Bajent if I'm going to part ways with him.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I think quarterback is a premium position. So whether or not if there's a lot of tape on him, if you want him out of the room, you got to, especially considering the fact that he already signed another contract with the Bears.
Yep.
And it's not like he's got to leave and get paid right away. Yeah, the higher compensation makes sense for the Bears. Like it don't make no sense for them to get rid of him for like a fourth or something like that.
It really don't do nothing for us. So yeah, and I don't know if you see this, if you have the screen or not, but Chris Maddox coming. I'll just read it. You got Chris Maddox said you guys think the Bears will re-sign Case Keenum. This is another thing. So you get rid of Tyson, right? All you have is Caleb right now in that room now. You one, like you mentioned earlier, makes that you got to find somebody to replace Tyson Bagent. I think he's the fifth highest paid backup right now. But you got to find somebody to replace that kid, and everybody loves Tyson Bagent. We nobody, we don't dislike him. But not only that, Case Keenum, will he be back? And I think honestly, you need to bring Case Keenum back. Now, if he wants to come back in that role or whatever, do that all over again. You need to go do that. Like, you need to jump on that, because we seen how it was last year when all you had was Caleb, Tyson, and fucking what was the other guy name? It was a young cat.
Fuck. What was his name?
He was a young dude. Man, I'm drawing a blank. Fuck. If any of y'all J2K or Chris Matt, y'all know Austin. Yes, Austin Reed. Yep, that's what it was. The young guy who was also undrafted free agent, I believe. For Ryan Poe. So that's all you had in the QB room last year. You can't do that. You cannot. Now Caleb's growing. He's maturing. Obviously, I think we all can see that when he get up to the podium now, and the way he carries himself. But
J2K said Reed is in the UFL.
Is he in the UFL? That's interesting. But so Chris Maddox, to answer your question, yes, they need to. Will they? I think they'll try. It's up to Case Keenum. I think it'll be the ball will be in his court if he wants to come back and be in that role again for Chicago. But it seemed like he enjoyed the ride. How can you not? Everybody on that team enjoyed that season, which is why I don't think the Bears will have a hard time finding a center to replace Drew Dalman. Man, every time I talk about that mix, every time I know we moved on past it a little bit, but every time I just mention Drew Dalman, it's like, what the fuck, dude? Do you know how many I was ranting about? You said what? Yeah. Every Sunday I was on this ranting about Coleman Shelton and fucking the guy before him, Sam Mustipher. And we finally got one, and this happens. This 27. Go do your thing, young man. Okay, I think that's pretty much all of the rumors, the trade rumors and stuff like that was coming out that we ain't really get to sink our teeth in yet.
Some other stuff that happened in the North, though. Just in the North in general. I think you had seen what Jonathan Grenard got cut in the Vikings.
Jonathan Grenard got cut, which we kind of talked about that a little bit too. Like I told you before, I wished Brian Flores just left and got a head coach, not just got fired. I respect Brian Flores. He was actually one of my top 4 head coaching candidates when the Bears was looking for a head coach. It was Vrabel 1, and it was 2 was Ben Johnson for me. But and then Jonathan Grenard, they can both get up out of the division. I wouldn't be mad at it. I like Grenard. He didn't have as good as a season numbers wise, but he's a talented pass rusher. I was happy as fuck.
Did he have an injury last year?
You know what? I think he missed the second game against us for sure. He didn't play that second game for sure. So he definitely got hurt, shoulder or arm or something like that. But I was happy when Daniil Hunter. You remember Daniil Hunter? I was happy when he got up out of here, out of the division. I was hoping we kind of threw some money at him in free agency, but we stayed pat. So Grenard left. David Montgomery left.
He played 12 games last year.
So he missed 5 games last year. So yeah. Do $22 million, I believe, this year. But we'll see. I don't know if they'll cut him though. I think that'd be a major cut if they do that. I'd have to look and see what that would do for their books. Demo,
David Montgomery to the Texans.
You frozen, by the way.
Am I?
Oh, there you go. Now, damn. Like you just click the button to unfreeze. Nah, you good. Demo to Houston. And like we talked about. First of all, I don't think any Bear disliked Demo, right? Like, we wanted him back when the whole free agency thing went down. He didn't want to come back, and then Ryan Poles thought he was going to take. He didn't want to pay more for him, so I don't blame Demo. He's going to Houston now. For what I heard, he wanted the trade, and probably be a lead back there. I know Nick Chubb was there for a year. Joe Mixon was there as well. I don't know where them two dudes is going. Them some names for you, but yeah,
I think Joe Mixon got cut, or he's gonna get cut if he didn't already.
He didn't play a snap this past season. Some people took him early in my fantasy league, and he never even played for him. So, Kenneth Walker, did you see Kenneth Walker? They not
$10 million dead money hit.
Who is that?
Grenard.
Yeah, see, and I don't think they no, they don't want to just lose 10 million for nothing. So then you paying 22 if you keep them. So you see Kenneth Walker?
He got tagged, right?
He did not get tagged.
He didn't get tagged?
He did not get tagged. He will hit free agency. Yeah, that's huge. That's big. You know how much I like him. Now, we ain't got the luxury to go pay running backs, I don't think. But still, it's interesting, and I respect his game a lot. Any other news?
I thought he got tagged.
Any other news that we did not talk about before we move on?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm trying to think Twitter. Whether or not if there was anything else specifically in the North that's been going on.
We'll see. We'll see who Minnesota decides to roll with that quarterback. We'll see. I've seen Geno Smith out there. I've seen the Kyler Murray out there. I've seen the fucking some of them talking about Anthony Richardson.
Oh, yeah,
Please do it. Please do it.
That's what I'm saying too. Like, none of that sounds good to me. Kyler Murray cannot. I don't think Kyler Murray is gonna survive anymore. Even if the Bears don't have that great of a pass rush, the other teams is gonna be crushing his ass. Yeah, I don't think Kyler Murray.
Let me backtrack real quick, just to backtrack, because I'm on Twitter. I'm just trying to make sure there's no more news coming out.
Brees Hall did get tagged too. Thank you for that, Chris Maddox.
Who?
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall did get tagged. That shocked me.
Yeah, me too. $14 million.
Like, I thought for sure they just made the I thought for sure they was trying to start anew and do something, but they really like Brees Hall. I think Mix, do you like Brees Hall too?
If they were going to keep him though, I don't think they should have tagged him. I think that, well, I guess the tag could just be a placeholder till they find a number. You know what I'm saying?
Until they work
out.
They
definitely need to get that number worked out. Like, because to me, it seems like that's kind of where they want to start offensively. Is having a short run game. Brees Hall is going to kind of give them that, but still.
Let me just read this while we talking about tags. Albert Breers tweeted out the reasons for the lower amount of franchise tags this offseason. Escalating cap. It's easier to just re-sign guys ahead of time, which, and then number 2, tags have become prohibitively expensive as lump sums on your cap. And number 3, as such, tags are worse for teams, which is why more tags lead to extensions, like you were just talking about, where you tag them and just, work something out down the road. So, yes, to this year, a low amount of franchise tag.
We always know that, like, a tag ain't a way out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kicking the can down the road, But,
can you remember any players we franchise tagged recently? I know probably the most recent was Jalen Johnson, right? And then we ended up getting a deal that we franchised him, and we allowed him to seek a trade, and then we still got the deal done. I believe that's how that went. I don't know. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but Dan Tanner. Yes. Come in here, talk about it. We kind of moved on from the Drew Dahlman, but the entire episode we'll be doubling back to it because it's crazy that the Chicago Bears finally get here. And another thing mixed it. I'll say this.
Damn.
Drew
I don't
Dahlman.
use it that much. Sorry. I was just looking.
Good.
The last
Drew
two
Dahlman,
we had was go ahead.
I was gonna say Drew Dahlman retired, but I sent it in the group chat, gang. Joe Tooney ain't far behind.
Yeah.
He really not. So this is big. This is at least I guarantee you every Bears fan, if you asked us who was gonna lead, it would have been Joe Tooney. We thought it was gonna be Joe Tooney first. Turns out it's the 27-year-old kid. My bad. Like I said, chat and mix. We gonna keep doubling back to this because that is the headline. That is the breaking news. But who was the guys you just found for
the last two tags that I can find?
Was it Roquan?
2021, Allen Robinson. 2016, Alshon.
Oh, those are the last ones that stayed a tag that like actually went through the season as a franchise tag. Yeah, I remember Allen Robinson. He didn't like that.
I think
he had his worst season that year. You say what?
So they usually try to get him done.
Yeah, that was his. I think that was Nagy's last season too. I believe.
16.
Oh no, 2021, right? For
I was to say
for Allen Robinson.
Yeah. That fool was 23 through 24 or 22 through 24. That was
sad day in Chicago. Sad day for the Bears. Let me ask you this question, Mixed. I know you've been following it. Dan Tanner, yeah, he got his bread, but he played the season. Everything else, like he ain't got no more guaranteed money. This was his last year of guaranteed money, which he's not gonna get because he retired. He got a signing bonus, which, like I talked about, the Bears can try to get some of that back of that $4 million. I'm seeing on Twitter they likely gonna do that now. I didn't think they would, but they probably pissed. I don't know. They probably blindsided. Like, really, motherfucker? Okay, well, let me get that. This ain't the Andrew Luck where Andrew Luck left after that game and retired, and they still gave him like the whole $24 million. You remember that? They gave him the entire $24 million or something like that. So this ain't that, I guess. I don't know, but damn, that's tough. I think that's it for the news before we start talking about cuts and keepers on the team. We talk about cap casualties because it's nice because I got the over the cap up, so I can actually look at these real-time numbers. And I'll have Twitter up the entire time, Mix it out. I'm keep scouring Twitter just in case any extra news come out on what happened with Joe Tooney. Not Joe Tooney, but Drew Dahlman. And yeah, Dan Tanner, yes, that's what I was like. We not just Ben, but Dan Roshar. I think he's more important to this O-line than. Can I play a clip real quick? Mixed it before.
Yeah.
Before you go, before you jump into the next segment, let me just play this clip. And like I recently retweeted this. I really do respect Dan Roshar, and especially when it comes to the O-line, I respect him more. I'll play a little bit of this. I probably won't play the whole thing, but this is what he was talking about. So we're talking about the center position, but we all know that the left tackle position is just as important to what Ryan Poles will have to find, because he said it himself. Don't listen to me. He said it himself. Ozzie Trapillo will be gone for most of the season, if not the whole season next year.
Yeah.
So this is Dan Roshar on the left tackle spot, and that man on the left. Wait, I ain't even put it up yet. My bad. Oh, my bad. Thank you. That man on the left is Teron Armstead, who told Dan Roshar in this interview You the reason I am where I am. Where I had the career I had. Here they are talking about the left tackle position.
And I'm transparent. I've met with all three guys that played left tackle for us this past year, to include Theo Benedette, an undrafted young man from Canada. And I told all three of them this. I know what the left tackle position looks like in this league.
I love the truth.
You are the standard. That's a rare player that comes along, but somebody has to play that position similar to that. And so it's a faceless, nameless guy right now. It has to become the way we play the game at left tackle, similar to what's being done at right tackle.
It has to become.
Is that player in the building? I think there's guys that have traits, but not consistent enough, not the way we want it done consistently. So that's to be determined. Now, you can address that in free agency. You can address that in the draft. But to find your play or Darnell's play, that requires, in my opinion, you took a couple of years, but it takes probably draft capital or an asset we currently don't have.
Listen to the honesty.
You took it's probably most likely either through free agency or it's here in the building. And my opinion is it's anywhere outside of here. It's here. So that's how we're going to approach it. We're going to work with the guys we got, and we're going to make it better.
That is why, I played that because Dan Tanner, you put the comment that you think Ben will find somebody. I trust Dan Rochard. Did you hear how he spoke about all three of those dudes? He wasn't even talking about Braxton Jones and fucking Karan Amagaji. He was talking about the three guys that played. Ozzie Trapillo, was Braxton? Theo and Braxton. Okay, he was talking about Braxton. Ozzie, Theo, and Braxton. He said, no, we don't have that in the building right now. Not right now. They're inconsistent. I know what it looks like. So he knows what he wants out of his center. You can bet, put money on it that whoever they bring in at center, Dan Rochard will approve of. Yeah. Because guess what? Even Ozzie Trapillo, as much big of a blood loss, he wasn't consistent at left tackle. He wasn't. So we have a good coaching staff mixed it, and we finally have an O-line coach that knows what he's looking for, that knows what it really should look like. He said Teron Armstead told his ass, "Well, look, it took you a couple years, motherfucker. You was good, but it even took you a couple years. So to find one like you and Darnell Wright, we don't really got that right now. It's gonna take some. We gonna work with these three dudes. Now, don't get me wrong, we gonna work with them, but we don't got that in the building right now. It's gonna take some capital. He said some gap of capital in the draft or free agency. So I just want to play that just to reassure people that we are in good hands with finding that new center for this football team. I don't know if you got thoughts on that, or if you want to get into the next segment.
No, I was gonna say, I think you're right. I think before you find a player, you got to find the coaches that's going to uphold the culture that you're trying to build. So I think no matter where we at as far as who the player is, we got the first step of the process right in terms of finding somebody that know what the play's supposed to look like. So I do think I think they're gonna be fine. I don't think I've necessarily been panicked about either side of the ball, but it's just like you kind of waiting to see what happens, and you kind of waiting to just be able to evaluate it. You know what I'm saying?
Evaluate and see what we do. We got some bullets in the chamber. We ain't got many. We don't got many.
There's some players being cut from teams and stuff like that. Yeah. I've been seeing some of these players at the tackle position, offensive tackle position, get cut, but ain't none of them been like jump off the page. You know what I'm saying? Like this person who we need to target now, etc.
They're gonna work with Theo. They're gonna keep working with him. Like he started like 8 games for us. They liked him. Yeah. So
he came out halfway through the season. As far as this question, I think Karan is like they look at him like a full-time guard almost. Like I don't think they want Karan back on the outside.
Well, the thing is, he and Roshar they got the traits. They got the Karan is. We all know this. That dude is your ideal left tackle, but like you can't just look the part like Javon Dexter. You can't just look the part. You got to actually play that way. That's why a lot of and I'm used this earlier, and I know mixed it. The chat got on my ass when especially Bear Truth. He got on my ass when I said this. That's why a lot of these dudes turn into WWE players, wrestlers. They look the part, but you got to be a football player too. You know what I mean? You got to be good at football. I don't give a fuck how big or little you are. At the end of the day, you do got to be good at football. And Karan is the ideal left tackle. So do I think he was in that conversation? Yes. When he said, we got players with traits in the building, but the consistency that it takes to play left tackle is not there from any of them. Not one of them. So I do think Karan was in that conversation. Man, I love Dan Roshar. I ain't gonna lie, Dan Roshar probably my favorite assistant coach on the roster, even over Al Harris and Eric Bieniemy. But all three of those dudes, oh my God, we were spoiled. We were fucking spoiled.
We definitely had a good staff. Chris Snyder said, "What's up with Braxton Jones?"
I'm not even gonna answer that one. I don't care. As long as I don't see him on the field, I really don't care. Okay. All right. You ready to jump into this next one? This next segment? Before we do that, I look, if you have not subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 800. We're trying to get 800 subscribers. I think we're about 25 away. 25. So hopefully we can bridge that gap on this episode, and we'll keep pushing, obviously, all through the off season. But hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. Y'all know how we do it. One word, no spaces. All right, mixed it. You want me to set it up, or you want to introduce this next segment to the people? More Bears talk. Look, we couldn't wait to get back in here and talk about the Chicago Bears. Drew Dahlman retired. We had to make something happen and get in here. So, what you got? How you want to do it?
Well, we're gonna go down the list. I got our roster from this past year that I want to talk about. Who we gonna cut? Who we gonna keep? Some names already declared themselves off the board. One being what we just found out today, Andrew Dalman. So we're gonna talk about the rest, talk about it amongst us, but also with the people that's listening, and get a general consensus of what we want to do, and see how much different we think this team is gonna look next year. This is post draft. I mean, not post draft, post combine. So we seen a little bit from the new talent and what we think of them. But we got about 10 days before the league year starts. So we got a lot of trades and cuts and all that stuff being talked about now. But we definitely gonna have some more stuff going on between now and March 10th. So I want to try to get down on what we think it's gonna be before we actually get there.
So before you go, so the players you put the way we gonna do it is we'll go through the players and we'll just talk about if we'll keep them or cut them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that for E and Y. Obviously, we got some names.
Well, so we don't, because we got a lot of players to go through. We don't like if we keeping somebody, like we don't got to make it like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
If we got somebody that's like a clear, you want to cut this person, I want to keep this person, or somebody in the chat got a different opinion on it or whatever. We'll kind of go through it, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I think some names gonna jump off this list anyway.
Some of them will be self-explanatory. All right, I'm ready when you are. Go ahead and do what you got to do.
All right. So
like I said, I will be on Twitter scouring, making sure nothing else pops up that we need to talk about.
All right, cool. Now I got it set to where it should be interactive for me, so I'm gonna try to do something. Just let me know if you can see this real quick. Where you at? True Diamond. Since he's
Yes.
already not there. Okay, cool. And that's how we kind of go down that list. So this is all of our offensive linemen from this past year. One person not pictured, Karan Namagaji. If you see a yellow background, it's because they was on IR. If you see an orange one, it is because they are, or well, yeah, at this point they would be a free agent this upcoming season. And we went into this off season with a whole lot of them. So
Oh, we gonna kick it off with an X through Drew Dahlman's name. How sad.
yeah, that is not how I expected to start this once we did it. But obviously, yeah, so that's a big blow. Now, one person that's on this list that I will say, it's already green. I'm gonna leave him alone. Theo Benedict. Um, he got signed for this next season. He absolutely will be playing for the Bears. Because if he don't, he ain't gonna be playing in the NFL. Um, so Theo Benedict is safe. I would think most of these other people are safe, but is anybody on this line or the offensive line, a starting reserve that you don't think should be here next year?
The only question mark, the only thing I had to look at is Jordan McFadden, which I think he'll be here. I just need to see. So let me look at his contract real quick.
Dan Tanner said Karan.
I doubt they cut anybody on the contract.
He said Jonah Jackson and Darnell Wright look like brothers.
Yeah, no, they do. I can't even see Jordan McFadden on the list. Maybe he's a free agent. Oh well,
he is a free agent.
He is a free agent. Okay, so
yep.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, I think they if they can work out a deal with him, I think they bring him back, especially the fact that they trusted him to play guard in the Rams playoff game. Yeah. If they can, I think they bring him back, but they I don't know. They don't got much money to work with to be, you know what I mean? So he might be X'd out.
How much would he have costed? I don't know how much he costed this past year.
I'm sure it wasn't much. I'm not even because he's not showing up on the roster, so I can find it, but damn.
What about
I don't lie, it's tough. Am I tripping? Or is this one? Am I making this one tougher than it need to be?
No, to be honest with you, I don't. As far as the people on the top row, I think everybody on the top row should have been safe. That's why the Drew Dalman one kind of sucks. But I think Jordan McFadden, I think I would be interested in bringing him back. Theo is already being brought back. Ryan Bates, he's going to have a bigger role in this team now if he sticks around because Drew Dalman is gone. So how do you feel about Ryan Bates?
I miss Ryan Bates. I ain't going to lie. I miss Ryan Bates. He's done. In my opinion, I'm not going to bring him back.
No Ryan Bates.
Yeah, you could X him out for me at least. I don't know if you agree.
Well,
okay, so the thing is, Ryan Bates is your backup center. So
yeah, that's what I was saying. Right?
You got to get another backup center though, which they'll probably draft one so they can build and groom and develop. So you can X Ryan Bates for me unless you disagree.
So the only reason why I don't know about this is because as much as I want, like, I think they're probably going to attack center in some way in the draft.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, hold on. I said yes or no in the chat, y'all. But I mean, put cut or keep for Ryan Bates because I don't even know what y'all saying yes to. Yes, cut him or yes, keep him. Cut or keep in the chat for Ryan Bates.
Ryan Bates, yes or no? Okay, so no for Bates. We got a yes for Bates.
Hell no.
Hell no, Ryan Bates.
Okay.
Hey, so yeah. J2K, I don't know if you're still in there. Throw some in there real quick.
No, like Ryan Bates is
y'all that's on Twitter, jump in there with y'all opinions as well. But
you see, what I'm already liking about this is it's kind of showing us like if we get rid of Ryan Bates, we got a real hole at the center position.
you got real holes. Now
We got a
remember, we
real hole
will
at center
sign a guy.
position regardless with Ryan Bates, but still,
Yeah. Is Ryan Bates a free agent?
Ryan Bates will be going to free agency.
He is a free agent.
Everybody with that orange background is going to be free agent.
He's a free agent. Yep. I was just forgot to look at the key, but okay. Yeah, look, I'm good on him. I don't know if you all the way there yet, but I'm good on him. It's crazy because now it's gonna be like the safety position. We got no safeties and we ain't gonna have no centers. So
yeah.
Ryan Poles, you got to earn your keep now. Oh, we got a keeper. J2K said I keep him now that Dominant is gone.
I think he has value as being a veteran, but like you can't have every position have somebody in a room that's supposed to be the veteran that don't play for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I think like for example, like with the Case Keenum situation, or like Grady Jarrett, he got a lot of tick, but Grady Jarrett was like, for lack of a better term, a bridge. You know what I'm saying? Dan Tanner, he talking about people going to free agency. Briscoe wasn't confirmed to be re-signed or whatever. Well, technically, he's a free agent now. So we're gonna get down to him though for sure. But yeah, I want them to still. I like the way that they did things where they kind of had a good amount of veteran leadership throughout the team, and I think center is a good position to have it as well. So I want them to do something, but I don't think Ryan Bates is necessarily the answer.
I see some people talking about Newman in the chat. Look, I like Newman. I like Newman more than I liked Ozzie, just because I thought he was more aggressive. Now, Ozzie, to me, got that Joe Tooney style of play where it's just consistent. It ain't gonna wow you. He's not gonna be pancaking dudes and just mauling dudes. That ain't his style. But I like Luke Newman. He's undersized for sure. But I mean, Drew Dalman was too. So you never know. But okay. Yeah, I'm good on Ryan Bates.
Braxton too.
Oh my! Hey, I'm glad. Yeah, no, but Braxton's gone. I would paint over his whole picture, the whole thing. Braxton's done. Braxton's been done.
Gotta keep for Braxton in the chat, y'all.
Yeah, and I was just about to say the chat that knows me, y'all know. Like, I was ecstatic when Dan Rochar and Ben finally pulled his ass because it let me know that I wasn't fucking tripping. Everybody told me, "Oh, he's good to be a fit." Is he good to be a starter? Fuck that. He gotta go. You got him protecting your rookie quarterback in year one, and then you got him protecting him in year two. I never liked Braxton Jones. I never liked him. You could look at him.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even want to wait on the chat for this one.
I'm about to say I ain't doing that. I'm not even gonna rant on Braxton Jones. Look at the chat. There you go. Oh yeah, Chris Maddox, you crazy. He trolling. You got to be trolling. Who else we got? Theo and Amagaji? Oh, well, Theo's here. Then Karan, yeah, he's here too. I'm not cutting no rookie contract lineman. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that's a smart way to go about it. All right. Well, I think we pretty much good with this list. So before we move on, though, how you feel about it though? These 3 cuts. Do you feel good with what's left after the 3 cuts?
I feel much better if Buddy at the top didn't retire on us, but it is what it is. Life goes on. Yeah, I feel good about this. I think we draft some guys, some more guys that come in and develop them. Hopefully they're gonna be higher than 6th round, like Luke Newman. And then you gotta sign some dudes. I think the Bears are going to and this is we'll get to the defense too when we get there, and but I think the Bears are gonna patch this thing together. You know what I mean? They're not giving out grand. What was the magic number last year? 3-year, 40 million. Yeah, 42 million. I don't think we're giving out those, but we're gonna do some 1 year, 10 million, some stuff like that. So they'll patch this thing together.
Okay. All right. Next list.
Good point, J2K. His legs are so small, so skinny.
pass catchers, the receiver room. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Get the fuck on. Dropping all the footballs.
Hold
You
on,
dropped too many footballs to me, Oz.
Oz had the drops. He definitely did. I will say this though, because you went straight to Oz. So let's start this way because this is interesting. And I don't. I haven't
I
seen a
can
lot of
replace it with the other free agent. His ass can go too. But he didn't really do too much as a receiver. He was a good return man. Devin.
Oh, well, okay. So hold on. Okay. So hold on. Let's slow down real quick because I haven't seen this conversation had too much. So Oz is a free agent too. DJ Moore leaves. Do you keep Oz?
Yeah, I would keep Oz.
Okay. Okay. I honestly, I swear to God, I ain't heard this conversation.
That put a hole in my shit immediately.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if you was like, all right, fuck it, let's bring up the young guys.
Dan
Okay.
Maurice Alexander was P Squad. JP Richardson, we heard his name a few times, but he never got elevated. Actually, I think he got elevated once and he didn't get played.
You funny for crossing him. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel like he just started
yet
a trend, and I hate it. Like every time I think about the drops, I feel like he just started a fucking trend. Like you was dropping the post consistently, and everybody just followed suit or some shit. I don't know. But to me, I don't know. I felt like what I seen with OZ, like I felt like OZ was much better for the Commanders. Like I don't think he's a bad player. I just think maybe it's because I wasn't watching the Commanders like that, but his ass wasn't dropping balls like that to my knowledge.
OZ was a headache for us for sure.
Yeah,
but you know how I feel. I thought all them niggas was. All of them was. Rome was a headache. I thought Luther was a headache. Luther was a little bit of DJ was a headache. I just thought the pass catchers just there's so much talent and they just let us down. I don't know. That's OZ. I'm still indifferent. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't made my mind up on OZ yet, though. I will say that.
To be clear, I haven't either. But if we cut somebody from this list, I'm probably cutting OZ.
Somebody got to get the snip. Okay.
Yeah, somebody got to get the boot. It'll probably be him because he dropped too many footballs to me. But Devin Duvernay would be a close second because Devin Duvernay was like
X him
this
out.
Is like this is like a weird way to say this, but Devin Duvernay did not come as advertised. I think Devin Duvernay was a little bit underwhelming return man. But Devin Duvernay was also like fifth on the depth chart or something like that when it came to the wide receiver room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't like Ben Johnson was using a lot of 12 personnel to begin with. So it's not a lot of room for him to come in when you're the fourth, fifth wide receiver on the list. But I think either way, I don't know. I feel like they both could be interchangeable for me.
Devin Duvernay gone. He's gone. I'll say that for me. That's he has no value. He just seemed old, slow. Top speed, like if he had time to like just run 400 meter, I'm sure he can get up there and get up to speed. But when you need the quick bursts and everything that we needed, he didn't supply that. Duvernay's an X. You X him out for me. Dan Tanner, yeah. Well, Dan Tanner he liked Duvernay. I don't know why.
Return game nice. It's like an overstatement. Like in Chicago terms, I would say decent. I ain't gonna say nice.
I thought it was terrible. I thought he had like two good ones that like impacted the game. Other than that, I just no. We need to get faster. We need to get quicker, faster, younger.
That's exactly why I'm where I'm at on it is because I feel like we need to get faster.
Yeah.
But
Put an X through him. Put an X through him. Unless
Okay.
you feel like he should still be here. Yeah, put an X through his ass. And then the rest will be here for sure.
This is
All the
a
rest.
solid 4 to start though. If you got like if these are my top 4 receivers, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Roman Dunze, Jade Walker, I'm not mad at that going into next season. I'm actually damn near not mad at that.
So I do think they're gonna go in with either at least 5 or 6 guys. So
yeah, but these are gonna be your featured 4 when you running that much 12 personnel when you got 2 tight ends on the field.
No, for sure.
Top 3 is who you're gonna see the most of. But when you
Yeah,
got
for
4
sure.
receivers out there, Jade needs to be more active too.
Tom Waddle Jr.
Oh,
that's funny. I ain't gonna lie, Jade might get more playing time. We'll see. Like I said, the 53-man roster, they're gonna keep. I think they kept 6 this year.
Yeah,
shocking. Jade made it, and he did. So he'll be here again. I think they like him. Obviously,
I'll say this about what Dan Tanner's saying. How can you cut these 2 when you ain't seen none of them? like to be clear, they were like, first of all, they both young as shit. But they talked a lot about JP Richardson and what they talked a lot about JP Richardson over all season. I thought JP Richardson and Jade Walker was going to be fighting for that last spot. Maurice Alexander, I don't know too much about him, but realistically, I think what this says most about the 2 cuts me and Mark Rock made is trying to keep the room young. Trying to keep the room young, trying to keep the room fast. And then you got pretty much a vet in DJ Moore who's kind of like reliable. As far as like I said, y'all, I like OZ. I think he dropped too many goddamn footballs for me to be happy with him. I don't think he's a bad or a terrible player, but I think what I seen from him last year was kind of underwhelming. I think what I seen from Devin Duvernay was a little bit underwhelming. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Dan Tanner, first one.
Now this, Dan Tanner, you own one today. You are funny. I like it. I like it. Let me say this though. I will say this. So Maurice Alexander, he like in JP Richardson, like they're gonna be practice squad players.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't apply to the 53-man roster. So the 6 guys that we do keep. So you think we're gonna have some new faces in the wide receiver room?
Yeah, I think they definitely gonna try to get some fast dude, probably in the later rounds. I think they'll do that before they do another running back. Well, I don't know because they need a third. They definitely need a third. So I really don't know how they're gonna play it, but I think that they spend one of these later round picks on another weapon on offense for sure.
And Dan Tanner,
they're definitely gonna be squad.
They're not going to Indiana.
As far as I don't know, man. I think Devin Duvernay and Olamide Zaccheaus just kind of safe cuts. I don't think too much beyond it. But I do feel like what you asked about with DJ Moore do making a really good question though. If DJ Moore is not here, do you keep one or both of these dudes? If DJ Moore is not here, I'm keeping OZ. I don't know if I necessarily need to keep Devin Duvernay. I feel like
I agree with that.
I feel like I could probably find somebody that's like a speedy guy to replace Devin Duvernay, put him back there, let him return, give him a few touches on offense every once in a while. Kind of the same role, but somebody that's faster to do it. But yeah, I think we're pretty good on the receiver list, unless you got something else, Mark. Right?
No, I just like I said, I'm keeping my eye on Twitter to see what's going on and make sure there ain't nothing that's gonna drop while we on air. And I'm seeing like Bears can't. This is from Chase Daniel on Twitter. Bears can't afford a Caleb because the fallout from the Drew Dahlman. He said Bears can't afford a Caleb Williams regression. What does that even mean? What is it? So if Caleb doesn't have as good of a year as he had this year, does that mean he regressed, or he just had a down year? Is he not still the same quarter?
Yeah,
Here he
regression is
goes.
like a determined term.
Like he's not ever gonna be good again, or he's not gonna what are we doing? But he's on
Dan Turner,
NFL.
when you do that, tell me whether or not if you impressed. Don't I haven't done it myself. I'm gonna listen to you off rip and just see whether or not if I because once you do it,
JP
I'm gonna go
Richardson.
do it later. Yeah, I'm gonna go look at some JP Richardson highlights later, and I want to see whether or not if you were impressed before I went.
Let me say this, and he played in the preseason games with and him and Alexander and Jade Walker. They were pretty good with Tyson Bagent on in the preseason games. But let me say this: when I went to training camp, the training camps dates that I went to, he was by far the best route runner out there. Out of all of these dudes on this list, I'm telling you, and that's I said it to I said it on other shows when I talked about my training camps that I went to. Number 25, I believe that was his number. He was fucking dudes up, and this is one-on-ones, but he was his routes, like all you heard was oohs and ahs from the crowd. And it's just one-on-ones.
What do you feel like was the determining factor in Jade Walker getting elevated before he did? Oh, Jade Walker goes to the P squad, they not protected. You know what I'm saying? So
right
when you see something like that in training camp, you think the first thing in your mind is we got to protect this person by bringing them up to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? P squad players, they don't have to negotiate with the team. Like, they can negotiate outside the team, and the team is not protected in that case. So what do you feel like Jade Walker brought to the table that JP might not have?
He ain't got the physical ability that JP got. JP, I mean, I said Jade got. JP don't got the physical ability that Jade got. Jade's a wide receiver through and through, like the body type, the size, and the speed. But like I said, JP, from what I seen, he was just routing dudes up. And I think the Bears do like him because of that. And I'm sure he works hard. He's like a Tyson Bagent at wide receiver, if that makes sense. And I'm sure all these dudes work hard, but it's a little different. You know what I mean? This dude is, a little limited when it comes to the physicality. Jade's is what is he, like 6'1", 6'2", 6'2", 6'3". So I don't know what he is, but he's bigger than JP Richardson, and
he don't seem like he weigh a lot. He look kind of slim.
He's slim. He definitely slim. He like that Nashon Wright body type. Maybe a little bit more after
6'3" is charismatic for Jade Walker.
JP definitely ain't 6'3". So he, like I said, he got the physicalities that Buddy just don't got, and that's fine. I'm sure JP. I like JP, what I seen in training camp, but see, there you go. The size, the speed and size, like kind of like I was saying, and that's why. That's exactly why. And not only did Jade make the team, that dude made the fucking 53. That is huge. That's volumes. Remember, he caught the game-winning touchdown against, was it Kansas City? It was Kansas City, the game-winning touchdown from Tyson Bagent.
That preseason game.
And then great hands catching. We saw he caught one of the big touchdowns this season from Caleb Williams. So that's what I would say. The physicalities and the size, the physicality and the size. Amendola, and then was my boys. Oh my God, I'm a huge. I was a huge
Amendola, Julian Edelman. That definitely was when I first started watching football. Like when I was a shorty, I was first introduced as into Tom Brady, Randy Moss. So I seen Gronk, I seen Edelman, I seen Amendola, I seen all of them. And I was just like, oh yeah, this is it. So I know.
Damn, 28-year-old rookie. Shout out to him for he finally did it though, didn't he? But
that's for real. That's crazy because you wouldn't think that.
No,
you definitely wouldn't think that off.
He finally lived out his dream. That's crazy, J2K. I love that little tidbit. So let me ask you this then real quick, and we can So we talk about age right now. We all know how we felt about Velus Jones being drafted as a 25-year-old rookie. So how do you feel about like drafting those older rookies, like in the draft, like 25-year-old? And you could give your, or I can give my opinion, or you know, because I got thoughts on it too. But it's
So
an interesting
I'll say
topic.
this. I'll say this. When it comes to drafting older rookies, to me, I'll say I always have a skewed view of it. And the reason why is this. When I'm looking at people in the draft and stuff like that, I pay a lot of attention to those first few rounds because I'm looking at like I don't know, like I don't really look at the draft and be like, who's this guy that's good, that's kind of developmental, etc. That you know what I'm saying? I look and think to myself like, can any of these guys help my team right now? You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I see an older rookie, I don't necessarily get too thrown off by him unless it's like a position that's like, for example, an older running back is hard to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we looking at fucking linebackers. How fucking old is Bobby Wagner? And he had 100 some plus tackles last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like so like these players, they could still produce once they get older. It's just you got to see what they bring to the table and what kind of player they are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I look at that stuff first. So it's like I don't necessarily get super put off by somebody that's older, but um, but at the same time, it's like you got a shorter window with them. Like if somebody is older and they kind of having like a, for lack of a better term, like a Javon type of experience where you're not really crossing over the hump. You don't got too much of a window where you could try to get where you got time to try to figure it out. So I don't know, but I don't really look at it and be like, I'm not interested because this guy is already 20.
He's already 25 years old.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And it definitely matters depending on the positions that you pick. Like, okay, if I'm going to relate it to the Bears exactly. Okay, so this year, if there's a 25-year-old defensive tackle, defensive end, I'm not gonna mind it. Like I'll draft him, get me 4 years out of him, and he'll be 29, 30 years old or whatever. That means he's old enough. His body is developed as opposed to a 20-year-old D tackle, 20-year-old defensive end. You're developed now to help come in Chicago and be effective right now. It ain't gonna take you 2-3 years to get it down and then become, oh, now you develop a bag. The older guy,
like you got a faster window to see what you got. But at the same time, if they do being a player that's good, then the unfortunate truth of how the league works is they might not be as expensive when it comes to contract too, because that age factors into what contracts are even available to you for the most part, especially at certain positions like an edge rusher and stuff like that.
Yep.
Or especially running back. So
now if you're an older rookie, if you're an older college player and you wasn't really doing much against the 20-year-old, 21, then it's like, okay, well, those were kids. Those were 20-year-old, 21-year, and you're 25, and you couldn't show out. You know what I mean? So, and now I'm gonna think a little like, okay, how you gonna perform against these dudes that's in their peak prime, 27, 28-year-olds in their physical prime? So then I'm gonna look at you differently. But if you're dominating,
you look at those players and say like how much do they play between the ears? Like how smart are you as a player? Like for example, like the Saints, Tyler Shuck, when they put him in over Spencer Rattler, it was balling ever since. Balling on offense. And they don't got some of the same tools that they used to have. They gave Rashid Shaheed away. He went and won the Super Bowl.
Which I think he's a free agent. I ain't gonna lie, I bring him in to Chicago. But keep going.
I don't know if Michael Thomas even play anymore.
No, he's not. That's my boy, Ohio State Buckeye. First of all, we're gonna talk about that when we get to all the Buckeyes that's in the draft. But go ahead.
I was just saying, like, Shuck came in and won like 7 games. I think
Chuck,
they actually Shuck
Go
came
ahead.
in and they only lost 1 game when he came in, to be clear. He threw 2,000 some yards in like 10 games. So I was like, oh, y'all might have got y'all.
Is he an older guy? Is he an older guy?
He was the oldest quarterback in the draft last year. I think he was either 24 or 25 when they drafted him. Let me see.
Huh?
26. Yeah, he's 26 now. Turned 26 in September.
Oh, he older than Michael Penix, like you said, the oldest quarterback in that or no, Penix was in the Rattler draft. That's what he was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Caleb didn't
Spencer
know.
Rattler wasn't good, but when Tyler Shuck came in, they didn't really lose after that. I think they lost 1 game. He threw 10 touchdowns in that time frame, 2,300 yards. So I was just like, okay, but that's what I mean. Like if you quick to pick up the scheme and stuff like that, and you kind of just understand what to do as a football player, that age part of it don't really hinder you as much as people try to make it out to be. It hinders you when it comes to contract, but it don't hinder you when it comes to what caliber of player you can be.
If the age helps you, like, and you come in more seasoned than the younger dude, then hell yeah. Like I said, if you could come in and the Bears can use you right away, like you know it right away on that the defensive end or defense or even left tackle, something like that. Like you're older, so you're more seasoned. Hell yeah, I can use you. It's not gonna matter. I will take you with whatever pick, and then in 4 years we'll talk about the fucking contract situation with after that. But so I just want to see what you think, because a lot of people don't take the older rookies. They really don't like it. So so go ahead.
No, what you gonna say real quick?
No, I was just gonna say, so is that it for the offense? Is that it for the
No, we're going through each group.
Oh shit. Why did I feel like that was all the weapons we had? Okay, I got you.
Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet, Durham Smythe, Steven Carlson. I would bring this whole room back.
I would bring the entire room back. And even Steven Carlson on the practice squad.
Yeah. I would bring the entire room back. I don't really think Durham Smythe is going to be too much past the vet minimum. But I think he's an important piece. I don't think we got no access for this one, unless somebody in the trap say something crazy. But I don't think that they need to really go tight end shopping this year, not even in the draft. I think that that's a position that they kind of leave for another off season to look at. Maybe Durham Smythe is looking to move on to something next year or something. I don't know, but I think this room is cool where it's at.
I'm right there with you. I think with Cole Kmet's contract, some people, bring him up as a cut candidate
some of the yellow
because he so let me look at Cole Kmet's cap hit real quick. Cole Kmet's cap hit right now for the Bears is 11 point. No, that is not him. 12 million. No, it's 11.6 million. That's his contract. His cap hit is 8.4 million. You save 8.4 million, 8.5 million. So a lot of people look at him as a cut candidate, but that's not gonna happen. They love him here. He'll be restructured, if anything. I don't know how much he'll be willing to take a little bit less money, if that, but if the restructure requires that. But Cole will be here even with his savings if you cut him. Durham Smythe played a huge role for us, so I think all Bears fans can respect what he was able to do, and you're not gonna have to pay too much for him. If not, then you draft another one. This was a deep draft. This was. I think they said this was the most tight ends invited to the combine, in like the last 20 years, something like that. So But if you ain't got
Carlson a UDFA?
I'm not sure. I think I know for a fact he on the practice squad. Let me check real quick. Steven Carlson. Oh, I'm not even seeing him on here. He's not a free agent, right? Or he is a free agent.
I didn't have him down as a free agent. I just didn't know whether or not if he was a UDF, like if he came in. No, I'm saying when he came into the team, was he a undrafted rookie, or did he get drafted? I know he didn't get drafted here, but
no, he was in 2019 an undrafted free agent. He's not a free agent this year. Okay. He won't hit free agency until next year. But so yeah, he was a UDFA.
Okay.
With the Browns, by the way, the Browns.
Yeah, I think this is probably. I don't know. This might be the only room we got. Well, maybe one other room
where everybody's staying.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a unanimous decision across the board. Good tight end room. Let's see. Next. There's only one free agent on this list.
One free agent, that's Travis Homer, and he can go. Like, he's not coming back. There's no chance. Unless Hightower loved the kid, but for what? I wouldn't dare. I really wouldn't dare. Like, and then as far as the other guy, I'll just say this. Let me see how much his cap hit. Yeah.
Rojo, no go. Because
1.1 million. You say 1.1 million if you cut him. Oh my gosh.
Rojo, I'm gonna say this real quick while you kind of looking at the cap stuff. I always had some negative stuff to say about Roschon Johnson, but it's because he never plays. And to be like, as a running back, bro, you are hurt all the time. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to him as a person and none of that, but I'm just like, Roschon Johnson, I have no idea why when Caleb's first year, like they stopped kind of using him in that that short yard stuff. They did stupid shit like give the ball to a fucking third string lineman on the 1 yard line instead of give it to Roschon Johnson. I would have been fine with that, but still, it's like he has had like, what was the other guy that everybody you remember Ian Wheeler?
Yeah, I didn't like him though.
He was like the guy that people loved, especially because of the hard knock stuff with Ian Wheeler. But it's like you just had such an unfortunate situation. I don't know if it's in football in general or just with this team. I don't know if he's gonna go to another team and have, a resurgence as a player or what. But he's one of those players that like from a health standpoint, it worries me because he's dealt with multiple concussions. I know he started wearing the Guardian cap and stuff like that, but he's very injury prone. And you play in a position where you get hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? You get hit a lot, and he's already got a lot of wear and tear on his wheels. So I'm not sure how else you could really look at it with Roschon Johnson. J2K says, I would not be surprised if running back Deion Hankins makes the team from the practice squad. I was thinking about that because I didn't put him or Brendan Brown on this list, and I should have. Because they both were P squad. And Brendan Brown came in the game and scored a touchdown. Benjamin Williams, I think Roschon Johnson had 2 carries this past season. It's like not me exaggerating either.
Yeah,
he actually legitimately had 2 carries.
Yeah, Rojo was definitely he played he was on special teams. I think he gave up. I think he gave up a block punt. No, he got the flag. One of the two, was the flag or a block punt. He was playing special teams. Very disappointing because they talked him. They hyped him up when they drafted him. They really did. We definitely need to bring in another running back, a third running back. I would say cut. I do think they'll keep him on his roster though. I ain't gonna lie. I think they'll keep him. Yeah, I think they'll keep him just because he doesn't cost much. 1.1 million is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can't have a super expensive third, especially when your two is a rookie.
Yep, and he plays special teams for them.
Who do you think is the better special teamer between him and Homer?
Oh, Homer probably. Yeah, Homer probably. But I like if I'm pick between the two players, give me Rojo. Homer. I don't know what the boy. Homer is tragic. He's tragic, but yeah, look, we need another running back. We definitely need another running back. I would cut them both.
Go ahead.
I would cut them both. But when we do our 53, I'll probably have him on my roster if he's not cut by then.
Yeah, I would say this is probably a position that they definitely go. This is one of those positions that they'll be looking at in like the later rounds of the draft.
Oh, yeah. Ben Johnson wants an explosive guy, and our longest run was 38, 39 yards. He wants somebody that's going to hit the home run. He'll be looking. Trust me, he'll be looking. So, them other two guys we got right there, I don't know if you know, but some people was talking about cutting DeAndre Swift because his cat, I think you save. Where's DeAndre Swift? You save a decent amount if you cut DeAndre. So here he is. DeAndre Swift, 7.4 million you save if you cut him. But I think they like him. And
I think it's gonna be really depending on whether or not if Stewsville like him. But
yeah, Stewsville, the new guy, yeah.
I don't think I don't really envision him not, you know what I'm saying, not being okay with DeAndre Swift being a part of that role.
After that season, he had not only was he more explosive, but he was powerful.
He was that was the best DeAndre Swift I've seen ever.
Yes.
I was like pounding the fucking table last year when he came in with Caleb because he took a month to get a fucking score, and I was just like, you pissing me off, bro. You just came from the Eagles, act like you was on a Super Bowl team or something. Like, yeah. I felt like for the first 4 weeks of the season, I was poking him with a stick. Like, where the hell is you at?
Yeah, he was used to running behind that Philly O-line. And he came here, he was like, oh, shit, I got to do a little bit more to get some yards.
Yeah, it was definitely different. It was definitely different. But yeah, I think Swift is safe, to be honest.
I do too. Just especially there's no I do too. Now, I mean, there's some guys out there. Breece Hall would have been a cheaper option than Kenneth Walker, but
not no more. They gave us 14.
Yep. Definitely did. And he I'm sure he don't mind 14. I know these players like guaranteed money, like the guaranteed security of 2-3 years of getting paid, but 1 year 14 for you.
When you got a younger guy, I don't think the younger guys is gonna have this big of a problem with the tag. Older guys are, because they, as much as you want security, it's a big payday. You know what I'm saying? While you feel like you still got the ability to command another one. Like, you know, like teams like to try to use the tag and not pay to try to basically get leverage to have to pay less the next time we have this conversation. And that's just not going to be the conversation if you 23 and you got juice and you like, okay, you finna pay me 14 and now I'm finna make you pay me more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're going to have that much of a problem with it. Like, George Pickens getting tagged, I don't think George Pickens is going to care that goddamn much. Like, receivers getting paid good right now. So, but I think he going, I think that he going to kind of put them in a position to where they're gonna be having that same conversation next year. It's like, what do we do with the money? But you should have paid. I don't know. But yeah, Swift being what you say his cap hit was? Well, you said it was 7 something if you cut him.
Yep, 7.4 if you cut him, you save 7. You save 7.4. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they get a third that you said that kind of fits that archetype of somebody that could kind of just open the game up.
Yeah.
I think they'd be more happy with this room. So I don't think you got to do too much, especially if that third person is somebody you can acquire in the draft. Somebody that can protect the ball and they got wheels.
Yeah, I think Swift will be here for sure. He's definitely just because there's no options out there. There's nothing, for the Bears. We're strapped. We ain't got that much flexibility like last season. Last season will be different, but we ain't really got that flexibility. So
next room,
what you got? That's
Who
funny.
needs
I
to
didn't
go?
see that coming. You say what?
Who needs to go? None of you.
I didn't.
Case Keenum, you on the coaching spot?
Like
assistant role, something.
Like I said earlier, if Case is willing to come back, I'm more than willing to have him in the same exact role that he was in. You know how I feel about Tyson. Tyson is Tyson is not leaving this not leaving for less than a second round pick for me. So, and then obviously Iceman Caleb he's not, so I think that this room in the tight end room was like the easiest rooms for sure.
Yeah, I think they the only rooms that's gonna be that easy, to be honest. But
I want Case Keenum back if he can. Like, what you think about that, Case?
No, yeah, I would definitely bring Case Keenum back. I would absolutely bring Case Keenum back. I think this room right here just felt like they had a good connection with each other, like they had a good chemistry. Tyson Bagent, he's a willing backup, like he knows his role. Yep. But at the same time, it's like I don't think I think he's shown enough to like be a part of some of these QB competitions around the league. With his games in the preseason, like Ben Johnson don't necessarily got an easy offense, and I ain't saying that he gave him full playbook to run in the preseason, but he showed up and he showed up well. I think we do got one of the better backups, and I think there's some teams right now that's shuffling backups as starters. So I think again, going back to that, whether or not if he's available, some of these teams they definitely should be asking, but we ain't gonna make it an easy spend either.
There's no point. I do think this needs to happen too. Draft a QB, or even or sign an undrafted like you did with Tyson Bagent. You know what I mean? And Austin Reed. You need to keep doing that. Keep taking swings. Keep trying to develop young guys for backups. Turn them into backups. Like you just keep doing it. You can't never have too many QBs that you're working on in the background. Like, especially when Tyson is on his way out. Like, it may not be this year, but he's on his way out to go fight for a starting position somewhere outside of Chicago. So you got to be ready to, keep taking swings at it and develop another young guy that can replace Tyson when he's gone. Look at us talking about replacing our backups now. This is crazy. Look, Chicago, man, we are in different times. Unfortunately, Drew Dahlman pulled one on us today, and that was a gut punch, but it ain't no dagger. It's just a gut punch. So we still got the luxury to talk about our, swapping out backup quarterbacks as we have our starter finally.
Yeah.
So it's different times in Chicago, man.
I will say, okay, so let me ask you another question then. Tyson Bagent or Malik Willis?
Me personally, I'm going Tyson. I'm going Tyson.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, Malik did some good things against us. I know he's won some games for the Packers, but
yeah,
damn, that is tough. I'm going Tyson though. I won't say it's easy. If somebody picked Malik Willis, I could understand. But I'm going Tyson. So that's just who you choosing.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of on the fence about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen more of Malik Willis,
Yep.
like especially recently. You know what I'm saying? The last time Tyson Bagent started in a game in the regular season was a completely different regime. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's just like recency bias or what, but Malik Willis has proven, to me at least, that he could run an NFL offense. To me, what I've seen most out of those games where he played for Green Bay, well, I seen a quarterback that felt comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I think that's a really, really big deal, especially how uncomfortable I seen Caleb in his first year. You know what I'm saying? To see Malik Willis kind of take on that role, and he felt comfortable being in that backfield. He felt comfortable staying in the pocket, but he also felt comfortable using his legs too. Like he just felt like he was just comfortable playing his game. So I do like that. But I seen some stuff from Tyson Bagent in the preseason that was like it had me hyped up, like I'm ready for the regular season to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not even my starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So I think Tyson Bagent definitely he can run an offense too. It's just two completely different styles of quarterback.
Two different styles, and that's the thing. Like what I saw from Tyson, and I've brought this up plenty of times. Like people, y'all forget he threw 3 or 4 interceptions in that New Orleans Saints game, right? Like where he could have easily won that game because the defense did more than enough, and he just kept throwing picks in it. And it's like, damn, he could have won that game. But then with Malik Willis, he actually had a chance in Tennessee to become a starting guy. Now, I mean, I'm sure they weren't working with much. They actually weren't working with much, but the fact remains the same. Like, so I've seen both of these dudes. Malik Willis I do think he's more talented than Tyson Bagent. Now, is he a better quarterback? I don't know. I would take Tyson if I can get him the right scheme. It's all about the scheme fit.
So. Yeah.
But Malik was about to get paid by Arizona. The dude, what is his name?
Shit, they can't afford to pay him 30.
What's the Rams offense that Mike LaFleur? Matt LaFleur's brother is the new head coach there. So yeah, I think he'll go snatch him up. Maybe we'll see. Somebody will. I don't mean he's worth 30, but
I don't think they can afford that with don't Kyler Murray got a big cap hit, a dead cap hit for them?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. He might. I'm sure he might, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know what their cap situation looks like. They can't be paying too many people.
As of March 3rd, 2026, the Arizona Cardinals are expected to release Kyler Murray, resulting in a significant dead cap charge if designated as a post-June 1st cut, which it won't be. They will have a $47.5 million dead cap hit for 26. A pre-June 1st release could result in a higher dead cap hit, potentially over $54 million.
Sheesh, that's a lot of money. That's how you know you just don't care. You want to get rid of him. Just get going.
That's what the hell the Browns should have did with Deshaun Watson, except they have.
Deshaun Watson. That's a story.
Yeah. That's a crazy situation to go through. But I'm pretty sure that was all for the offense. So now we got to go to the other side of the ball. Defense. This room here. Let's start with the four names in the bottom corner. Let's actually start with 2 of the 4 names. We don't really got to talk too much about Dallas Flowers or Dante Manning, who we didn't see once. We've seen Dallas Flowers once or twice. Not enough to really care, or at least think of it too much, in my opinion. Terrell Smith, Zay Frazier.
I'll keep him off.
Yeah.
I'll keep them both.
What do you think about? Okay, so we seen Terrell Smith last year. I think he was having a hell of a preseason until the injury. I thought we had some questions answered by Terrell Smith before he went down, as far as who was going to come into that room. Deshaun Wright ended up coming into that room and being a good part of it. But Zay Frazier, we didn't see any of because of unforeseen circumstances. That's personal to him. But what do you expect to see with him coming back? I know you probably looked at, his tape a little bit with him coming in, stuff like that. But Zay Frazier, what do you expect to see? Or what do you think you'll see?
I think he's that long, tall corner that teams like. And I think he'll be here. It's unfortunate that he was a 5th round pick and we couldn't see him at all. That's definitely unfortunate. But I think Zay ain't going nowhere. They like him, just like they let Ian Wheeler stay in the building and rehab his ACL. Let him stay in the building. He'll be here. But Terrell Smith, I thought he was really Terrell Smith was good. Like he played a lot last season, the last flu season. He played a lot for us. He played and he was good when he needed to come in and play. So that was a huge loss when he went down in the what was it? Training camp he went down?
No, it was preseason. He
was it preseason?
Down in one of the games, yeah.
So that was a huge loss for us, especially with the amount of cornerbacks we went through. Yeah, like that. Both of those players, I'm sure they can't wait to get back as Al Harris because they're both they fit that prototype that they like at cornerback. That Deshaun Wright, tall, lengthy cornerback. Now, hopefully, they got more, bend in the hips and stuff like that than Nashawn, because Nashawn, he was, when it came to like turning those hips and getting and running and chasing the dude, he couldn't really do that. So
yeah,
but yeah, I'll keep both of those for sure. Both of those dudes for sure.
Jalen Jones.
Jalen Jones can go. I'm fine without Jalen Jones.
Yeah.
Let me just go quick and see.
Let me go back. Yeah, Jalen Jones, I'm not gonna say I don't really got too much to say about Jalen Jones, but I think Jalen Jones is kind of be like the Florida room, so to speak, like in terms of the players that I would. Because he didn't play like he played on the outside, but he didn't play a lot. You know what I'm saying? But when he did play, it was kind of like we got some glaring holes in this defense in the secondary right now. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like we kind of had some holes in the play from the starters. So I think Jalen Jones can go. Josh Blackwell, I would keep Josh Blackwell, even if Josh special teamer. I think he's one of the better special teamers on the team. But he did come in. He came in a few times. I think he's considerably better to me than Nick McLeod. So Nick McLeod will be my next cut.
What you save 2.2 if you cut Blackwell. I think they just pay him and keep him around. So I don't think that's a an issue there. 2.2, you keep him. Yeah, Nick McLeod's gone. Nick McLeod is gone. But that's the thing. Like once you get to that point where you're seeing Nick McLeod, Jalen Jones, and then Josh Blackwell on your defense, you have an injury issue. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to see those dudes. And we unfortunately saw a lot of Nick McLeod, some of Jalen Jones, and even some of Josh Blackwell, but less than others. But we saw those dudes this past season,
Yeah. Yeah, I just think the drop off level from our starters to that level, it wasn't good enough for me. I don't think Nick McLeod was necessarily meant in here to be a starter. You know what I'm saying? But he
Nick
did.
McLeod
He had a
was
lot
with us
of,
last year, right?
yeah, he was with us last year.
Okay, I thought so.
I don't like I'm trying to find a way to put it. It's like when Nick McLeod, he had a lot of opportunities to play,
but I didn't
yeah.
see enough to keep. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Hopefully,
yeah.
you don't want to have to use him. Now, I think he
Yeah.
played a lot. Like he played outside and slot, mainly slot for us for Kyler.
Yeah.
But he just honestly, he just wasn't good enough. He got to go. Then Tyreek, obvious that they're gonna see that throughout his whole rookie contract. You know what I mean? He was a 2nd round pick. I think he has, what is this? He's going into year 3 or 2.
I believe so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3.
3.
But if I had my way, I would keep him too. I would keep Tyreek. I think, to be honest, I feel like towards the end of the season last year, we should have seen a little bit more of Tyreek than what we did. We had one game where we was questioning like, why didn't he play at all when Jalen Johnson was clearly slower than his normal self.
Yeah,
You
I
know
don't know
what I'm
what
saying?
that was about. Yeah.
But I think Tyreek definitely should play. I think a lot of this DB room really needs to start with these first 2 guys, Tyreek and JJ. I think they really need to figure that out. Kyler Gordon definitely plays an important role. I think he stays. I don't know if CJ stays, and then Nashawn Wright is going to be contract based on how the market works out for him. But the closer we do get to the start of the league year, I feel like there might be a chance he comes back and signs for less than what we initially thought he would have went out there and found with Nashawn. But we'll see.
Well, so we're like, okay, like Kyler, like I said, I mean, obviously he'll be back. He just got signed this past offseason, but he got to go and work on his body and invest in his body. You can't have another season like you had this year. Like, it's absolutely unacceptable. You can't run from injury and it happens. It's not like you want to get hurt, but that can't happen. That you can't be out that much. We needed you, and you just got paid and you weren't there. Now, CJ, I'll bring him back, but I'm not. He was cool, he was fine, but I wasn't as big of a fan of CJ as most Bears fans were. Now, we needed him. He came in, he provided that spark, made some plays. I thought he got burnt. He can't cover. He was more, if they would have moved him to safety, we could see that how he looked out there. But he can't cover.
That would be the one way I would.
You say what?
That would be the one way I would want to bring him back. I think in a nickel spot, you really have to stay young, especially when you got competition like these tight ends that they try to use as wide receivers and stuff like that. You can kind of get out like if you're in a nickel set and you got a coast and leveling on the other side that you're trying to guard, you can't have the same coverage level as CJ. You know what I'm saying? You got to be faster. You got to be physical. I don't think he's not physical, but I think he doesn't do well in coverage. And some of these teams that we see multiple times a year, they like to do a lot of pick routes in that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That he would be in that nickel spot. So I think he definitely needs to stay younger and stay faster there. So if he comes back, I would like to see him used deep in the secondary a little more.
But also
you need speed.
Just the same thing. CJ is a safety who can play corner and spots. To me, he's not fluid enough to play slot.
Oh yeah, Bear Truth jumping in here with us. I see you said
the game, buddy. But we appreciate you for coming. I appreciate
absolutely. He said sign Linderbaum too, Center Fix. We talked about that earlier. We'll see how much he costs. We talked about Tyler Biadasz as well. Talked about the entire Drew Dahlman situation. Gut punch, definitely a gut punch, but it's not a dagger. The Bears will find a way out. We got the people in place to find a replacement there. So we did talk about that earlier, though. But yeah, I mean, look, CJ put him at safety, and you know, Maybe he works there, but other than that, I cannot have him be on my as my cornerback. When you get faster, you look at this list. There's no speed there. Jalen Johnson's not a speed guy. Tyreek not a speed guy.
They
Kyler
both physical
Gordon. You say what?
Tyreek and JJ both more physical than they are
Yeah.
speed.
And then
Kyler, he's faster, but he's really like a hard hitter too. They kind of use him in that hybrid spot.
And then you bring me to Nation, which we know he's not a speed guy either. He's actually got tight hips. He can't even. But do we keep or not cut? Or it's not cut. You can't cut him, but do you keep him? This is a tough one. This is one of those where you got to just see what the market look like and just see what. Because I doubt we'll have the money to pay him. I really doubt we'll bring him back. I think they're going to focus on bringing. If any of these DBs are going to get a payday, with our situation, is going to be one of the guys on this next list we look at, which is Kevin Byard. So I do think that's going to be direct. It's going to directly affect whether we bring Nahshon Wright back or not. I don't think he'll be here.
Do you feel like if KB came back, you would be like, so if CJ Gardner Johnson came back to this team, where do you feel like they are going to actually intend to use him? You think that they're going to kind of have him double up in the spot where he was in the nickel spot a lot?
I think he'll play. I think he'll play a little bit of both. I think they'll try him out at safety as well, more than they did last year. They didn't do it last year because we didn't need him. KB, we had him. He didn't miss. Brisker did miss a game. Finally, maybe if Brisker missed the game, we have him back there. But Brisker didn't miss, so we didn't need him there. You know what I mean? We kept him up there. Even ran some big nickel sometimes. So I think CJ will be played at both spots as needed next year if he were to be back. Like I said, I wouldn't bring him back to play a cornerback spot. So AC, what's up, my guy? Like I just told Bear Truth, we talked about the breaking news of today's show. Oh, not today's show, but today's Bears news. Drew Dahlman gone but not forgotten. We'll replace him. But yeah, so I don't think Nahshon will be here though. I really don't.
Right.
Did I miss one?
I think we. So Ryan Post made a comment about the defense as a whole, saying that the defense needs to get faster. We need to get faster on defense.
Yep.
I think that's really important, especially in this division, that we stay fast in the secondary, but also stay fast in the pass rush too. Because you kind of just brought up a big point about how this room doesn't have a lot of speed. So what are some things that you think they could do to bring speed into this room? Because we only talked about cutting Jalen Jones, Nick McLeod. Are we going to officially put a well? I guess we can put an X over Nahshon Wright because that's not really pinning our own choice, right?
I think if they had to choose to pay Nahshon Wright or KB, I think they choose KB. I really do.
AC, I would say keeping CJ for 5 reps. Fair Truth says CJ does have real burst in short area, but to me it's his hip fluidity. But at safety or slot, he's a chess piece. He'd be a good addition. Yeah, if CJ was in safety, I would feel way better about that. So what would you feel if they had CJ and KB as your two safeties? If they bring CJ back, but you go to safety, and then you got Kyler and somebody else to fill the nickel spot. Maybe they get somebody else in the draft, somebody fast, something like that. Because to me, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out where do you get for safety reps, keeping 35 for safety reps. AC Adams saying the same thing. Where to me is I'm trying to figure out when you're looking at this DB room, what are you going to do to get faster? I think Jalen Johnson absolutely is going to be here. I think Tyreek Stevenson is absolutely going to be here. But those are your two outside corners. And then you got Kyler Gordon. I think where you try to get faster is pairing somebody up with Kyler Gordon that's faster or better in coverage. But
I
if
I
CJ
think
goes there, I just don't think he's going to be in this one. I think he's going to be in the next one. This one.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. The speed, so to speak, won't be in this one. I think this is who they got. And then they'll bring in some like maybe Terrell Smith and Zay will come in and provide some more depth for them. I don't think they're bringing in a new corner. Not, they might draft a later round one, but this is who you got. Those main three guys, and then Terrell. Hopefully he comes back, and then Zay. Like I said, I don't think none of the guys we got. I don't think CJ or I think Black will be back, but CJ, Nick McLeod, Nashawn, and Jalen Jones, I think they're gone. The speed, I believe, will come either at safety and or linebacker.
Yeah.
That's where I think the speed will come in at, because you want to look at the linebacker. Let's face it, TJ Edwards he's not fast. Tremaine was fast, but he's just getting paid too much. He didn't pay.
Tremaine's fast, but he's like, there's a cap to his. There's a ceiling to his fast because he's so damn big. Like, it's only so fast you can be when you're that big.
Yep. So,
but okay. I think we getting some people pretty much agreeing with what we saying in the chat. So, chat, are y'all cool? Howie, thank you for being here. I'm keeping tabs on all
I
you
do a
overhead.
rotation where CJ G-Ray plays 50%. Never third down. The rookie has the speed and plays third. Okay. You've been waiting to get that DB list off, that DB playing off for a minute. Appreciate you jumping in here, of course. Yeah, Tremaine don't got the IQ. He don't got the IQ, or if Tremaine had TJ's brain, like his play IQ, oh my gosh, he'd be Fred Warner almost.
A huge ass Fred Warner. He's big. That's a big fucking dude.
It's a massive dude. Massive dude. That's why they try to put him in the middle, so teams will have, be tough to throw over the middle against them. But
y'all cool with this list, chat?
That wasn't gonna work.
No more Nick McLeod, Jalen Jones, Nashawn Wright. Yeah, everybody else can stay. CJ, we gonna hold on. This is what we gonna do for CJ. We gonna put, I don't know. We just gonna put a line through your shit because you in a different room. You just gotta transfer to a different department. That's all. Yeah, you ain't gotta go though.
We'll see what they do with CJ. We'll see what they do with him, especially the safeties. That's on, especially not having any safeties. First of all, you need them. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that room for sure.
Okay, next room. It is that room, the safety room, and as y'all can see, everybody's background orange. Y'all know what that means. Ain't got no contract. Everybody on this list is free agents. Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, Elijah Hicks, J.O.
I would bring back J.O. I would bring back Kevin Byard.
You said that before. I said I wouldn't bring back J.O., but I don't necessarily have a reason why I wouldn't.
I would just bring him back. Obviously, got to be cost effective. You can't but I bring him back. I'd bring Kevin Byard back. Brisker, you know how I felt about Brisker. I didn't, but I would try, if I could keep him, I would try to keep Brisker. But probably ain't gonna happen. He's probably gonna be out of our price range. And then Elijah Hicks, he'll be gone too. I think he gonna try to seek a starting job somewhere too.
Elijah Hicks is one of the better special teamers. I think, you know what I think? I think Richard Hightower has a hell of a way about fighting for his players because he don't lose them that often. When Richard Hightower wants somebody here, they usually fucking be here. But as far as Jaquan goes, I would try to retain Jaquan too. I'm very interested after he played in the playoffs, the way that he did, the way that he played through a full season. I don't. To me, what I'm trying to figure out is if I can get that level of play out of him on a more consistent basis.
That's what it's about. I need it.
But it's just the situation now is just like, man, it's like it sucks honestly because he was a Flus baby. You know what I'm saying?
His second pick.
And to be honest with you, as much as Flus, he be knowing what he's talking about on defense a little bit. Like he be knowing what he's talking about with some of these players. But to me, it's just like I didn't believe in that regime from the top down. You know what I'm saying? And you can't necessarily afford to give everybody clean slate now that Ben Johnson's here. But still, it's like, damn, bro, you couldn't show us that last year. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't show us that sometime a little bit more consistently through the season. So when we got to the end of the season, we kind of know we got a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I guess the question is, do you feel like the situation with Jaquan was a little too late now? Granted that he's probably gonna get a good payday from somebody else. He doesn't stay here.
That's the thing. I think he's back unless he gets priced out. If it's gonna be something reasonable, like a 2-year, I think we talked about this, like a 2-year, 8 a year. Give him 8 a year, 8 to what, 10? I want to say something like that, 8 to 11. 2-year deal, maybe 1 year guarantee, something like that. But he might be priced out. Somebody might go ahead and give him like 13 a year.
I can see the Jets doing some shit like that. To be honest,
yeah.
The Jets.
Honestly, I don't think he'll be back.
I think that kind of will fit the mold of what the Jets want to do perfectly. To be honest, but. Yeah, to be honest, like he's the type of player like you want to try to bring back, but if it don't work out, it sucks. But you keep it moving. You kind of have a plan in place in case he can't. But you don't kind of throw all your darts at the board trying to bring him back in. It's not a player that you handicap yourself for.
And there'll be a lot of safety free agents. There is a lot of safety free agents, some known name free agents that the Bears will do their due diligence, and even in the draft to replace Jaquan Brisker. It's just, I thought the defense was good, but they could have been better if they had a better D line. So, Brisker's a Jet. Aaron Glenn likes him. Offered us a round 5 or round 6 for him. And then, like I said, Elijah Hicks, I think he'll be gone. I think he'll be playing for some other team, fighting for a starting spot. He don't want to be a backup no more. I don't think so. But I like Jonathan Owens as a backup for us. I thought he was fine.
Elijah Hicks gonna go somewhere and still be a backup. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but Elijah Hicks is not a starter. And sometimes you can fight for that starter spot, and sometimes you might beat somebody out, but I don't think like you're just like you're a bona fide starter now. But,
no.
So, I would be okay with him leaving this room.
Yeah, Elijah, I don't think he'll be back. Talk your shy. We all are, but we got to get through a lot of. Oh my God, the offseason gonna be long as fuck. It's gonna be long as fuck. So, but the Bears got a lot of things to do, so it's gonna be exciting too.
You say what? Feel like they rolling around a little quick. I'm glad some news is fucking going on.
I think they'll return. I think they start doing some spring stuff. What, April? I believe April, May.
Middle of May, they're gonna officially release the schedule. And after that is training camp, all that good stuff. We're gonna get into it.
March gonna fly by. Will fly by. So
Jaquan Brisker.
Like I said, I think he's gone, but I'm willing. I would be willing. Okay, my for sures that I'm not cutting is, or that I'm keeping is Byard and Jonathan Owens. That's for me.
I can say that. So I'll say this. I would be cool with putting the X over Jaquan if we get priced out, because I'm probably re-signing CJ at that point, and I probably wouldn't think twice about it. Like, all right, CJ, you come back here with KB, Jonathan Owens, you're gonna be there. Can y'all put your price on Reek Woolen? Spot Rack has him at 8.25. I think somewhere around 7-8 million is what we pay for KB. So if Reek Woolen is going for 8 million, something like that, I wouldn't be mad at that price either. Because I think KB was 2 years, 15 million, something like that. So I think that'd be a good pairing though. But I think at this point, what you're trying to do is find a good pairing for KB, and then maybe if you draft late, maybe wait till next year in the draft, bring a rookie in to play that spot. I don't know, but yeah, I think this room is kind of fine where it's at, unless you got something different, or unless somebody in the chat got something different.
No, yeah, I'm with the room, but as far as like just, I do think so. You bring KB back, you have to draft a young guy to learn behind him before he's gone, before he's done. You know what I mean? So like you just talked about, like maybe this year or next year, they got to do it now. You got to get a young guy, a young safety. I don't know where you're gonna get him in this draft, but you got to get one that's gonna be able to. You have to utilize that tutelage of Kevin Byard before you don't have him no more. So I wish they would have been did that. They didn't draft another one, but so I'm with that. And Howie said I'm talking that cornerback replacing Tyreek. That ain't happening. Yeah, he's not replacing Tyreek. They're not gonna sign a guy to replace Tyreek when he's on a rookie deal. Yeah, that's bad business. But okay, what we got next?
Next room, I believe, it's the linebackers. Yeah.
Reeves Maben. That's how he looks.
That's with a fucking Lions jersey on too.
I didn't even know that's how he looked. Well, TJ will be here. Obviously, he got a contract last off season.
Tremaine was told he can go look for a trade.
Yeah, he's done.
He's
trade or not, he's out of here. He's gone. No
Tremaine,
here.
and just to be clear with Tremaine, if there was no market for him, he would probably be back, but there's absolutely going to be. He's going to get some type of money from somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to cut him. If they can't find a trade partner, they're going to just cut him, which
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if the contract wasn't what the contract was,
oh yeah,
he would be back.
He would be back for sure.
Yeah, what they're gonna free up to get rid of him, he's absolutely just a straight up cap casualty.
In the literal sense, if cap in the dictionary, cap casualty was in the Tremaine Edmonds would be right there. That's what he is, and it happens. It happens. Unfortunately, if he played better, we probably would have justified giving him his money. So Noah Sewell, he'll be here. I think young guy.
I like Noah Sewell, I ain't gonna lie.
Yep.
I was pretty happy with the play that Noah Sewell was putting on the field before he got injured.
And he was fighting through injuries since they drafted him. And we finally got to see him on the field. And he replaced Tremaine at one point. He replaced TJ at one point. And he did a pretty good job. Now he has, some things to work on, but it's a young kid. And he'll be here. They like what they saw from him.
His little brother, a P Squad player too.
What's his brother? What's the little brother name?
Nephew or nephew.
Who's he with?
Us.
Oh, is he on our team too?
Yeah, they picked him up and signed him to a P Squad or a futures contract. Actually.
A futures deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. They whole family is football players and doing their thing. So, but DeMarco Jackson, I'm bringing him back.
Yeah, DJ,
I think he'll be cheap, and I think he was good. Not just he was a green dot. Noah Sewell wasn't ever the green dot when he was in. This dude was the green dot. with Tremaine or with TJ. He was a green dot. And then even when it was just him and Amano, he was green dot at some point. This dude is good. I think he got speed. He got speed at linebacker and instincts at linebacker. And I think he's not gonna cost that much. DA likes him. He's used to DA. I'm bringing him back.
The familiarity is gonna be a big thing.
Yes.
There was another player from the Saints that they was talking about bringing in. That was a linebacker. Do anybody know his name?
I will say this: Trey Hendrickson was a DA player, by the way. I will just say that.
Demario Davis.
The OG.
Yeah, Demario Davis. They was talking about whether or not the Bears will have interest in him. Now, Demario Davis is 37, but Demario Davis, last year he did play a good amount. He played a good amount. That was his 15th season last year.
Yeah, that's an OG right there.
Regular season, 143 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 3 pass deflections. So he definitely getting his he getting play in. When I see players that productive at that age, it's like you can really only chalk it up to how fucking durable they are as a player, because to be a linebacker getting 140 plus tackles at 37 is no easy feat. When you got guys that's constantly rotating in year after year, that's 21, 22, 23, 24. You know what I'm saying?
That's that James Harrison type stuff.
Yeah. That's why I brought up Bobby Wagner earlier. This man trying to break the fucking record.
Bobby Wagner, yeah.
Yeah, he playing like he's still fresh in the legs. But yeah, Noah Sewell, definitely want to keep him around. DeMarco Jackson, definitely want to keep him around. Reeves Maven.
Yeah, I'm good.
Reeves Maven twice.
You say what?
How often? How many games did he play for us?
I only saw him personally on special teams, so I
could have swore I seen Reeves Maven come in a couple.
He might have been in there at some point for a snap or two or whatever, but yeah, no, I'm good there. I'm okay. I'm fine there. I got Ruben Hippolyte sitting there, so we have to make sure we put our all into developing that 4th round pick with speed. Get him develop those instincts that Ruben Hippolyte has. Yeah, I'm good on Maben. I don't think we'll need him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
not for real, because he was an in-season pickup anyway. Right?
That's true. Yep.
Yeah. I think we need to focus on developing Ruben Hippolyte for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna have a big fucking this is not necessarily a prove it year for you, but it's a prove it year for you, buddy.
Yeah, he has to do
a lot more than what you put on tape last year.
Yep. I just talked about with DeMarco. It was DeMarco Jackson and Amano, but before Amano came in, they tried DeMarco and Ruben Hippolyte. He got knocked out the game. Like you couldn't even and it was Darnell Washington smoked his ass. But you got to see that coming. You got to see it coming, and you're. Let's go. Let's get ready. Have a good off season, Ruben Hippolyte. You were a 4th round pick. That was a big pick.
When Pose came out and said we need to get faster on defense, that shit should have came on like a green light for him, because he is faster than most of these guys. He's faster than a lot of that room.
Yeah, he's probably the fast. Yeah, on the list, fastest on this list.
He's got to get it. He just got to know, like, his eyes got to be in the right place.
Absolutely.
And be getting knocked the fuck out, knocked the wind out. He couldn't come back. I think he didn't play a few games after that. I don't think he didn't play because of that. I don't think I think that they kind of was just like, he's not ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was not. And I remember in the 1920 football drive thing, Pose was just like, he found a gem. Now he still might, have something there, but I need Ruben Hippolyte to get better at football at this level.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
crazy. Most people had an undrafted grade on him, and we took him with the 4th overall pick. So not overall, but 4th round pick. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate.
We got 2 more rooms.
What we got next?
That's
Oh,
goddamn D-line.
this is Edge.
Yeah, this is all the edges. This is only edges.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat, Joe Troyinka, Austin Booker, Dom Rob, Dio Odingbo. Dio, he is an honorary mention because he goddamn too expensive to move. You get a safe circle.
Yeah.
We can't do shit with you, even if we wanted to.
Nope.
But if you could, would you? If it made sense financially for the Bears, would you cut
Dio? Probably.
Yeah,
I probably would. But that's just me. I didn't like him to begin with. I didn't think it was a good signing. I didn't see anything on this tape ever. That tape that I looked at, and I looked at it a lot. I would cut him if I could. Like, say I could save like $7 million. Oh yeah, 5-7 million. Yeah, he's out of there. I would say Dom's gone. Dom Rob's gone. I'm done with that. That ship is sailed.
It's crazy because he had like a weird ass flash at the end of the season.
Yep. I think he had the fastest sack of the season out of any team in that Rams game on Matthew Stafford, right up the middle or something like that. The quickest sack. But yeah, he's gone. Dom Rob's gone.
This past year, Dom Rob had 19 total tackles, 12 of them solo, a sack and a half, and that's it. That's all.
Yep. Former wide receiver, former quarterback turned defensive end. Yeah, he's gone for me. Like,
that's too much former shit for me.
Yeah,
and it's like you're not going to former stuff where you got to get smaller. You go into former stuff where you got to get bigger. Like the next position, you went from wide receiver to quarterback to DN. You cannot get smaller and smaller and smaller. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys is gonna punish.
He got the traits, man. Brian Poles loves his traits, and he had the traits. It's just, got to play football too. Just like this next guy, Austin Booker, got the traits too. But we've seen him make more of an impact than he's ever made for us. Obviously, he'll be here. We got high hopes for him. Ryan Poles does, and I think us as Bears fans, we got high hopes for Austin Booker. He a huge role when a big role when Dio went down. He filled those shoes, and I think he played better than Dio. Quite frankly, when Dio was on the edge, so
I think Austin Booker is better than Dio.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's just my personal opinion. I like Austin Booker a lot. I think I seen like even some of the plays where he didn't get the sack or whatever. He was close.
Yeah,
he was close. I think he needs to be better at setting the edge. But I think he uses his length well. I think he just needs to get stronger. Stay tenacious on defense, and I think he's gonna keep having, more production with the more snaps he gets.
Keep getting better. My thing is, I ain't gonna lie. I do think, and maybe I need to see more. Maybe I do. I'm not convinced with what's his name, Jeremy Garrett, our D-line coach. I'm not. First of all, I never heard of him before this year, and his room
That's the one position coach or assistant coach that we have not talked about a single time throughout the season.
Yeah, and his room was probably one of the weakest, and we just didn't mention him. But he just, I need to see more. I need to see more. He got to get this room better. I get it, the team, but remember, your GM invested in your room. You invested in them, so you got to get something out of them. They didn't do much. They was one of the worst units in the league. So
yeah,
Jeremy Garrett needs to do something. The name sounds so unfamiliar, don't it? But that's who it is. Joe Tryon, he can get up out of here. I ain't gonna lie.
I think he was probably one of the better run defenders on our D line.
He was
But
fine.
he got like a weird concussion where he was out for like 3 straight games.
Yeah, we had that concussion bug. It was like 3 of them came back, 4 of them came back from concussion.
Game.
I mean, I just think I'll miss him. I'm not really. He's not top priority. I'm not thinking about Joe Tryon Shoyinka. I'll probably let him go to free agency and bring him back if I have to, just because I'm gonna look at some other names. But yeah, I'm just it is what it is on him.
What y'all doing? Y'all keeping Joe Tryon or y'all cutting him?
I think Turner.
Shamar Turner.
Oh, Shamar, yeah. Oh, that was my boy coming out the draft. Oh, man.
But that's another player that can change rooms.
Well, him and Dio
change rooms.
Him and Dio both got those injuries, and we had high hopes for them dudes. High hopes for both of them, and they got
Chris Maddox saying keep Troy Inca.
He said keep Sweat, Joe, and Booker. Yeah, like if they want to bring him back for $1 million, 1.5, whatever it is, that's fine. I ain't mad at it. 1.25 for him. So that's fine. That ain't gonna, it ain't so. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad if he's gone.
To camp.
Bring him to camp at least.
Beside the training camp.
Give him a full, because we got him at the trade deadline. So yeah, bring him for a full camp. That's a former first round pick, I believe. Yeah. Tryon shit. He was a former first round pick. So you could bring him back to camp. I wouldn't put an X to him. Fuck it. Let's see what we got. What is Beatrice saying?
Going after edge. Wait, what you saying?
No, I was just gonna say bring track. We could bring him to camp. We ain't got to X him out, but yeah, I was gonna read Bear Truth as well. So go ahead.
If we're going after an edge, then we have to get our top 3 and Dio when healthy as the tweener role. I ain't gonna lie, I do not like them tweeners on my damn D line. You either you it or you not it. I don't want to have DN, have D tag.
And that's crazy because that's what they did with Dio. They moved him to the inside before he got hurt. Then they moved Shamar to the outside when he got hurt. So I mean,
I think Shamar should stay at edge though.
He's little. He had to put on like 30 pounds in college to move to D tackle. He was a nigga.
Yeah. He got a little bit of speed to him though. Like I think you got to try to use that to your advantage. But I think we got to stay violent at that position. So I kind of just want the big physical freaks in nature that's going to be throwing shit at the line of scrimmage. That's kind of how I like to play.
That's why I like Shamar. He had a dog that I thought we needed on this team. He had a dog in him that I thought we needed on this team. Fortunately, he got hurt. So, but it is what it is.
I'm cool with those 3.
Yeah, I'm cool with those 3 for sure. Add to it.
3.
It ain't much. I just say that it has to be added to.
Yeah, that's for sure. Last room.
Whew.
The D tackles. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Big Bill. Goodbye. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
this is the first person I'm cutting out of this room. Actually,
he'll probably be gone. The first for me would be Chris Williams, but I mean, I think they'll both be gone, and the other 3 will definitely be here. Obviously,
yeah, I'm not sold on Chris Williams. Shamar Turner, I think he's gonna be in a different room. Trevon Dexter, that's kind of up in the air a little bit with the quote unquote trade stuff. But I think Trevon Dexter stays.
I'll tell you one thing: if I could cut Grady, I would cut him. Like you asked me that about another player. I forgot who it was. If I could cut Grady, I would cut him this year. If I could save that $5 to $7 million, like I forgot what player it was we talked about. Was it Dio? It was Dio, I believe. I do the same thing with Grady. I would like the leadership, but yeah, I'm cool there. I didn't like I didn't like what he
Damn. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna put you on the screen because you did come on here and talking about this, Howie. T'Vondre Sweat just got traded. You did come on here and bring this up though.
T'Vondre, yeah, they traded for him this past weekend, I believe. Last week.
Did they?
Yeah.
I missed right over because I did not see it.
You know, I sent that to the group chat. Yeah, the Jets traded.
Oh no, you did send this to the group chat.
Yeah, they got fuck, what was they? I forget his name, but a lot of people say that means they finna draft that rookie lineman, the rookie edge. Is it Bailey?
The Jets, David Bailey.
Yeah, I think it's Bailey. Yeah, you definitely was talking about that, Howie, and we mentioned it talked about it a little bit in the group chat. Like, shit, I wouldn't have mind giving up a little something, you know, getting in there. I'm sure the Bears talked to them about T'Vondre Sweat though. Bring him in here. Get rid of him. Oh no,
last year.
I would have definitely did that. Dex, maybe with Grady, and yeah, I would have did that for sure.
What?
Package them like Howie's saying here.
Gotta package Dex with Grady to get rid of Grady's 15 to 19. It depends on what we get in return for.
Sweat to T'Vondre Sweat.
Oh, to get T'Vondre Sweat?
Mm-hmm. Too much, maybe one.
I understand what he's trying to do because of the cap hit, but like you're giving him a lot. T'Vondre Sweat, they gotta give me back T'Vondre Sweat in the draft pick. They'll have to give me T'Vondre Sweat in like a day 2 or something. It could be a late day 2, but yeah, because Javon Dexter is very young, bro. Like Javon Dexter's young. I don't think Javon Dexter is gonna go super cheap like some people think he might, because I think there's a lot of speculation on whether or not if Javon Dexter just isn't a scheme fit, you know what I'm saying? And whether or not if he would like, I don't think people are looking at Javon's production over his, career in the NFL thus far and saying, we don't think he's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like if a team tried to come and get Javon Dexter, I think that they think he's going to have a lot of upside.
Well, but that's what and Bear Truth mentioned it. I was saying Brad Biggs said like the Bears, they're not looking to move Javon Dexter. It was a rumor, and now whether they true or not, I said I respect Brad Biggs. So and I get it. It makes sense. What's the point in doing that? You don't really get much unless a team's gonna pony up some good draft capital to get them from you. Kind of like with Tyson Bagent. Like there's no point in moving that player unless you just gonna make me an offer I can't refuse because everybody's got a price. But I mean, yeah, Javon. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's good. I don't think he'll get better for real. He just got something you can't teach, and his get off is just too slow. I don't know how you teach that at this point. Dex with Grady. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot just because of depth reasons, and we need the depth. But I don't know. I'd have to think about that. As far as this room goes, you know the 3 that'll be here for sure.
Now, it might be 2 because Shamar might be in another room.
Oh, on the edge.
Yeah.
Which they probably will do that.
Slimbo Boogie says sign Edge Adafe Owe in free agency. 17.5 sacks last 2 seasons. See, my thing is if we're gonna sign an edge, and let's just pull the edge room back up so I can really try to make sense of how I feel about this. If we go into the season with these 3 edges, to me, I don't look at that and I don't look at like this. as too much different. Well, let's say we go into 4. Let's say Shamar moves over to this room. So you got Montez, Troyenka, Austin Booker, and Shamar Turner, right? I think we can kind of both agree and say that we don't feel like that's enough for that room.
Absolutely
But
not. Absolutely not. I'm not
this is a glaring hole, though. With now, if you just take, because he's not going to be here, because he's going to be in another room, Javon Dexter and Grady Jarrett. That's a huge deal.
They're
Even
gonna
if you attack it in a draft, you still got to attack it in the free agency to me, because you don't have no depth in that room.
Yeah, they're gonna do some 1-year deals for sure. They might even bring in like some older guys to come in and like I know the Vikings cut Javon Hargrave, I believe it was him. Something like that, like 1 year. Like they'll bring in a couple of those guys too. But like you said, that first round draft pick, it has to go towards the D tackle room, I would think. So you could pencil in one of those dudes in there, Caleb Banks or whoever, TJ Parker, whoever. We'll talk about those guys soon. But this, that's another reason why the Drew Dalman thing just sucks so bad, because we talking about this and you still got 4 safeties you need to sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
4 of those dudes, and you absolutely have to do something different from this room, because you can't go into the season with these guys that we got here after what we X'd out. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, you got to sign you a center now out of nowhere, and probably you were going to probably sign a left tackle instead of drafting one, because you rather have a veteran to hold it down until you see what you really got in Ozzy when he comes back, and if he comes up. I ain't gonna lie, that center made this even tougher. You was able to okay, it's gonna be tough, but I can finesse it. I can do this. I got a plan. Center, that just threw a whole monkey wrench in the hole. All the plans Ryan Poles, I'm sure, had. And like we all said, though, I'm sure he saw it not seeing it coming, but they talked about this probably 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. So he knew before the combine, but oh man, that's annoying. But
yeah, it is.
We got a lot of.
What do you think about Ron trade idea here? Trade DJ and Tremaine Evans in the 3rd round pick for Max Crosby.
I ain't gonna lie. So for me, sure. Well, I'm not mad at it. I'd be hesitant to just because I don't really want to trade DJ for real. Not for real. And then look, there you go. There's Slim Max. Like I was saying in the group chat, Max had those surgeries, so I can't. First of all, I'm not giving 2 firsts up for him. That ain't happening. 8 surgeries last 7 years, walking around on crutches right now, recovering from playing 2025 season with torn meniscus in his left knee. Now, I do think he'll be fine, but that drives the price down because of everything Slim Bo Boogie just said. And you go into negotiating rooms, you bring that up. There's no way I'm giving you 2 firsts. Look at this dude. He's been, you know what I mean? Now, with that being said, do I think he's a bona fide edge rusher? Absolutely. But it is what it is. I got to bring that price down. So DJ and Edmonds out the door. He's gone regardless. He really is. And if he's going to help me bring that price down from a 1st round pick to just a 3rd round, you got to look at that. I don't know if
I ain't gonna
take that though.
I'm gonna keep saying this. I think I'm just after the Max Crosby sweepstakes because I don't even want to get a package that includes a 3rd. To be honest,
they can have a 3rd.
If they taken DJ Moore and Tremaine Edmonds, you're getting a maximum. You're getting a 4th, and you taking that shit or you leaving it. Because DJ is absolutely going to help your team this year. Tremaine is absolutely going to help your team this year, and y'all as a team are in a position to where y'all could restructure it, to come back and make it seem like, well, their contracts. I don't give a fuck about what their contracts are when you got them, because you can restructure them and do what you got to do. DJ's young enough to contribute for Fernando Mendoza, and Tremaine Edmonds, beyond him having an injury, he would have been a Pro Bowler last year. So
he was on that. He was on an All Pro trajectory for sure.
Yeah. So I don't, to be honest, like if we end up doing that trade and they say we want DJ, yeah,
yeah, the DJ thing, I like I said, Edmonds, he's gone regardless. He's gone.
Yeah.
They're not keeping him. So, but the DJ thing does it kind of hesitates me. But if I don't know. I don't think that. First of all, I don't think the Raiders are going for that. Honestly, I don't think they're taking DJ and Edmonds in the third for Crosby. I think they're gonna want more, and they're damn sure not doing Montez for Crosby swap. That ain't happening. That is a no go. What else we got in the chat? Trade DJ for Dexter Lawrence. Giants ain't doing that.
Yeah,
I don't.
they ain't giving up big Dex.
Yeah.
Not as a new regime. The Giants got a lot of stuff figured out for them already, though. Like, I think they believe that Jackson Dart's the quarterback.
Yep.
Cam is a good running back. I think they really looking to see about the chemistry between Malik Neighbors and Jackson Dart, but that's a hell of a weapon to have. I think them giving away Dex for DJ is kind of counterproductive.
But see, that, and I feel like that would, and yeah, Howie, I get you. You said it's as a starting point, but you need to bring in another edge rusher to pair with him. You can't be it can't be one or the other. I feel like it's just going to defeat the purpose of you trying to bolster the D line as a whole. Now, is he an upgrade from Montez Sweat? I absolutely 100% agree. In the running game and the pass rush game, I think Crosby's much better, but you can't just have him by himself.
I think if you replace Montez Sweat, you got to do it in a way where the contract situation ain't nowhere, like the value of that room in terms of dollars ain't nowhere near where it is right now. I don't think it makes sense to get rid of Montez Sweat and the room cost the same.
Yeah.
How you missed it? We had like a whole 2-hour long debate on this shit the last time we was on here. I brought up a similar idea they wasn't feeling it. But
yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I remember the debate though for sure. And yeah, Dax for 27, no chance. Come on, what we doing? Not happening. I'd rather take one of these.
Trent Williams is somewhere around the same tag, and the 49ers ain't really trying to deal with that either.
Hell no. Like, why would y'all pay this dude? Why would y'all? But I guess you got to pay the tab and just to keep him around. That's just how it goes. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
That was our cut and keep. That was everybody on the team. So just to go back through it from the beginning, see what we got in these rooms. Out of this room, I'll reset it. So some of these might have came off. Drew Dalman's not here anymore. Unfortunate truth.
And man, Drew.
I think the rest of this room was cool, right?
Yeah, we was good there. I think maybe. Oh no, Braxton was gone. Maybe McFadden. I don't know. We decided on that one, but we'll depend. It's.
I had to keep on McFadden.
Okay.
I think McFadden was cool. Next room, out of this room, I said the 2 free agents.
Yeah, Devin Duvernay was gone.
And Olamide Zaccheaus. That one kind of up in the air, but it's not. I guess it's contingent on other moves. One of the safe rooms.
Oh, we love
rooms
this
that
room.
did their damn job. Everybody could stay.
Unless somebody see like, oh, Darren, you did this, Darren Smythe, we'll pay you more. Then he'll be priced out of our range to be our third string tight end. Other than that, he'll be back.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. If they price out Durham Smythe, if we could find a willing blocker as a third tight end that's young, I would welcome that too. Somebody that can use his hands, but that can also block. I would use that. That room was good. We can just
we took out those two guys, and then how
together.
We talked about Tyler Biadasz and Tyler Biotis.
Linderbaum.
Yeah, and Linderbaum. And then I think I seen Connor McGovern. I've been seeing floating around as well as another guy that was a free agent. But the point was that Dan Roshar is going to make sure he finds a guy that he trusts to play center for the Chicago Bears. What we got? Who we got next?
Oh, well, after that, we have running backs. We already knew who was going in that room. Quarterback room is cool. Nick McLeod, Jalen Jones, Nashawn Wright all gone. CJ, GJ potentially being in the next room over with the safeties because Jaquan and Elijah Hicks are gone. So that would be Kevin Byard, CJ, GJ, and Jonathan Owens to start. And then in this room, Tremaine Edmonds, Jalen Reeves, Maven is gone. Ruben Hippolyte, he just under a fucking magnifying glass.
Spotlight.
You got to do a lot more this year.
Need to see it.
Next room, Edges, Dom Rob is gone. Dio, honorable mention to be gone, but you say due to contract stipulations.
We stuck with him.
Andrew Billings, you gone. Shamar Turner, you're in another room. Chris Williams, you're gone. And that's all she wrote.
And that's all she wrote. Oh, man.
Where do y'all feel like we did good or bad with our cut and keep? Do y'all feel like we had some misses? Do y'all feel like we had some players that we let stick around a little bit too long? And I don't know. I guess out of everything that you've seen that we did, what do you think is the most glaring thing that we got to address with those people that we freed up? I think the one thing I seen was it don't take a lot for the depth in these rooms to get real shoddy. You know what I'm saying? Like it could start looking real questionable real quick. After that second or third player.
And I'm seeing Ron saying that's a lot of players gone, but you got to remember that's a lot of players gone. But you could like the safety room. There's plenty of safeties out there that I'm sure the Bears gonna go out there. They're gonna patch this thing up in a way that makes sense. Like it's not gonna, you know.
I like that you said that too, Ron, because just thinking about it. Hold on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We had 17 players gone. We had 10 more free agents than that. We had 10 more people. We had 27 people that wasn't even under contract. So it's a potential that a lot of these people that we see might not come back. Some of these people definitely gonna get contracts, futures, stuff like that. Some of these people might get dealt, but we keep in mind we in 90-man roster season. So a lot of this shit is gonna come down.
Oh my God. You're gonna have so many more names looking at it at training camp. And this ain't nothing. What we did ain't nothing. And like some of these are free agents anyway. Some of the dudes.
It looks scary though. It looks scary when you first looking at it because in your mind, all you know is what you've seen. You know what I'm saying? And we've been talking about it forever that this team is gonna look different next year.
And coming into this year, I think is because coming into this season, the team was virtually the same with the addition of those big splashes we made. Like other than that, the safety room was exactly the same. The entire room was exactly the same. We added
almost all of this was a carbon copy of Flus.
Yeah,
minus your big players like the 2024 draft picks and stuff like that.
And people got to realize, like you said, that was Flus. Ben is going to put his stamp on his team. He did it a little bit last season. It's going to get even more and more until he has exactly what he envisions his team to be. And they won't speed. So yeah, I mean it's a lot of cuts. There was a lot of guys that some probably still will be here anyway. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
So
some people could get cut and brought back.
Yeah, exactly. Reblankenship, good safety that can get from the Eagles. And when you need 4 of those. So
right.
I just really want them to get a young guy in here to learn behind Kevin Byard. Yeah, if you bring
somebody that's good at being a ball hawk though.
Yeah.
Like somebody that's got that sideline speed that somebody said earlier, but that can play the ball and play it.
That could cover some ground.
But I think you can afford to do that. Like Jaquan Brisker, he was a hard hitter. He was solid in playing against the run, but he wasn't the best in coverage. And I think you can afford to be better in coverage if you start being more stout in the trenches when it comes to the run game and stuff like that. Because that's your first line of defense against the run is your D line. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you can get stout there, you can get better play out of the linebacker position, get faster play out of the linebacker position. In that safety position, you can afford to have a ball hawk next to KB. That's young and ready to get after it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm kind of looking at for that. But I do want to talk about what Howie said in this comment too. He said, "Good job on the cuts, but who do you target in free agency? Need top 3 positions with names to add." Let's go 3 total. So you pick one, I pick one, you pick the other, or we can, I guess, tag team the last one.
Free
Because I don't got a bunch of her names. Let's start with top position in free agency, and what's a name at that position that you like? Even if we don't know that they yet available, but somebody that you might.
I mean, I got a couple, but it's like Trey Hendrickson's one. This list right here.
Is that your number one? Is that your number one position in free agency? Is the defensive end?
Oh no, it'll be center. It'll be center now, and so I guess either Biotish or Lindenbaum. But I got a list I want to pop up quick too.
I think that's a safe bet to go. I think the better you can get in terms of it's crazy because it's like you want somebody that's a veteran, but you also want somebody that's like really good at like you want somebody that's good at being a pass protector. You want somebody that's good at being a run blocker. But asking for that plus asking for somebody to be really smart at at the center position and stuff, it's like you asking for a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like we checked all those boxes with Drew Dahlman, somebody who's solid at pass pro, solid at run blocking, but really good.
He was very smart.
In terms of his football IQ. I feel like we kind of hit that on the head. But now refilling that position, I feel like that's got to be the thing that you chase the most is somebody that's really smart at that center position more than anything.
So okay, do you want to throw out a name quick, or because I want to pop this list up real quick?
No, go ahead
with the centers. Yeah, I just want to because I just seen this on Twitter. It's kind of hard to see for us, but for them they'll be able to see it.
I'll go through it. Free agents, Bears top options to replace Drew Dahlman. Free agents: Tyler Linderbaum, say his name again.
Biotish.
Yep. Connor McGovern, Andre James, Cade Mays, Ethan Pochett.
Yep.
NFL draft: Jake Slaughter, Parker Brailsford, Logan Jones, Connor Lew, Sam Heck. I've been hearing a little bit about Heck.
And I think J2K brought up Slaughter, I believe, in the chat earlier. But this is what I've been seeing floating around Twitter. Like veteran stability or youth movement. I think this was from Swift who posted this one. But those are just some names. There's some names out there. Howie said, "Hell no, Andre James." Yeah,
I gotta go free agency and at center.
Oh yeah,
I gotta get somebody with some experience first. You're still gonna draft the offensive lineman, but you're still gonna draft the lineman. Period. But I think you gotta. I damn near think you gotta do both. I just think you gotta get somebody that's been experienced and that could benefit of being around that line. Like Biotis, he's older than Linderbaum. He's a 1-time Pro Bowler. Linderbaum, 3-time Pro Bowler. But if Biotis, depending on what he costs,
I wouldn't be mad at going to get Biotis. I don't
Me neither.
necessarily need somebody that's super expensive in that spot anyway. I just need you to be a good person to put between Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson. And I don't even like. We talked about all of the checks and all of that stuff. We talked about what Caleb said on the rush with Max Crosby in regards to Drew Dahlman. I need somebody that's that level of smart. You know what I'm saying?
28 years old. He's a vet. He'll be able to pick up Ben Johnson's complex scheme and system. And like I said before, he was doing this for a young Jaden Daniels as well. Not the system and scheme wasn't as complex, I don't think. But so my number one guy would probably be Biotis, just because Linderbaum is gonna ask for a lot. 25-year-old, 3-time Pro Bowler. Sheesh.
Howie says 16 to 20 million for Linderbaum, 10 million for Biotis.
Which I've been seeing that number for Linderbaum on Twitter all day. So, and we can't, no.
Yeah, I'm cool with where we at with that. What's another position you think we need to attack in free agency? I'll go. Let's go with safety.
I was about to say, pick your choice with safety. There's going to be a lot of those dudes for sure.
I don't
got the list in front of me, but there's a lot of them, and they're going to be there the longest.
Now, because the safety, I did look at this list before too. But let's see, all free agent safeties. First person on the list, the most expensive person on the list, Kyle Duggar, with a $14.5 million contract was his last one. Other names on here that I like, Cameron Curl from the Rams.
Yep.
Somebody brought up Reed Blankenship. I don't know how I feel about Ardarius Washington.
So Bear Truth, are you saying you just fuck it and go get Linderbaum? Go get him. Let's go get Linderbaum.
Well, see, I'm not opposed to that. So the reason why I wouldn't be opposed to get Linderbaum either is because he's young. But like, see, the thing is, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I would be opposed to it because his contract is not going to be aligned with Caleb's. And the the quarterback center relationship is super important. You don't want Caleb to change the centers every 2 years. But with other buddy being 28, like you could give him a shorter length contract, and when Caleb's up, it'll be kind of like they'll be more in alignment. And even if he's 28 now and you give him another contract for 2 years, he'll be 30. You're not moving off of him at 30 just because he's 30.
He could play into his 30s as a center if he's good enough. Unless he want to retire like
right.
Did.
Again.
That's why you bring in a young guy to learn.
Yes, a lot of safeties on this list. Actually, it's a whole lot.
So go ahead and pick your safety, and then let's wrap this thing up and get up out of here.
Who you got? I would say probably for me, Cameron Curl.
Cameron Curl, is that the one I picked off Caleb too?
It is. I think he's young. He can move, but he's also not expensive.
So you're looking at the list right now, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at
That's a long list, ain't it? There's some names on there, ain't it?
66. Safety spot.
Ooh. You'll get some safeties. The safeties are always like that. Like you can find somebody to come in and do what you need them to do at safety. It's just a less demanding position.
Yeah. But you don't gotta spend crazy. There. I would probably even go with somebody a little bit lesser than Cameron Curl if I'm keeping CJ Garner-Johnson around.
Mm-hmm. Or even if you decide to use a top high draft pick on one too.
Yeah.
When I say high, I mean like maybe the first or second. I know I've seen some of these top, but the Bears, I think they're going D tackle in the draft though, which we'll talk about more as well. There's been a lot of names coming out now on who they think the Bears gonna take. So we'll get into that as well.
Yeah.
And I think that was it for me. Unless you got something you want to wrap up with.
No, I'm good. Look, this ain't gonna be the last big news that come out for the Chicago Bears. It's definitely not. So be on the lookout for these pop-up shows to cover the breaking news that come out with the Chicago Bears. And hopefully it's a good thing, some good news next time. But today was a gut punch, and it really did. Especially I was kind of like, okay, this is how Ryan Poe's gonna go. I was kind of in that mode. Okay, I see this is how but this threw a monkey wrench in everything, this Drew Dalman thing. So, and that's what we led the show off with today. That's what the headline was about, and we talked about it as well. Bear True, appreciate you jumping in here, man. Go ahead, get back to work, make that money. Chris Maddox said thank you guys.
I like that, Howie. I'm gonna save that question for next show. I want to think.
Howie. Yeah, we'll look. We got more. We got a long off season, but look, Howie, of course, as always, appreciate you jumping in here, man. You came in a little late, but we all dealing with the Drew Dalman. Like, we played the Caleb clip earlier and how much he raved about Drew Dalman just a month ago, not even a month ago, on the Rush podcast. Spoke about 2 minutes, all about his center out of nowhere, talking about his center. So if y'all ain't see that, go ahead and check that out on the Rush podcast. But all right, appreciate everybody tuning in to the Black Bear podcast on this Monday afternoon. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not. We are trying to hit 800, so we hope we put a dent in that. I think we're about 25 away from 800. So keep showing love, keep showing support. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. I'm your host, Mark Robb, with my co-host in the building, Marcus motherfucking Mixtape. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night. We out of here. Peace.